Welcome to the GRG Podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4. Welcome to the GRG Podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week.
Boy, I already see the passion is coming through tonight. What's happening, everybody? The GRG podcast is here. It's been a long time. Oh, and I hear my milky, silky voice. Let me cut it down. I don't want to have no feedback. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? Happy New Year to everybody, man. It's good to be back. I think people was getting a little bit antsy last week. Was like, oh, I got hit up by a couple of people. Hey, man, we gonna do this. You gonna do the man? And I was like, nah, we gonna take this time off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like for myself, you know, I'm here at the show every damn day, so I got to take me a break. But we are live. We're here. We're doing it. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be GRG if there weren't a couple of people that wouldn't be here tonight. Shout out to Bloody because I really needed Bloody for this one. There's a really big topic that's going on, and I think that you guys will definitely want to hear more about this because it's not only just affecting Japanese games, it's affecting a little bit of everybody because there's a little bit of something that's going on. So it'd be a little bit of politics thrown in there. I promise we won't get into the whole capital stuff. I was going to drop a video talking about that earlier yesterday. But I had a problem with Streamlabs, and so I will still have that video while I'll talk about that. But we ain't gonna go political here. Don't want to do that to the fellas. But what I do want to do is really talk about that because I think it's very, very, very important. It's on the same level of net neutrality and what's going on. So I think you want to take that out. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to discuss, so we might as well get to it. It's great to be back. I hope everybody had a fantastic year. I hope everybody's been safe. I hope everybody's family's been doing great. But first off, let's get into it, man. We got guests, and we got some first-timer guests. So let's get straight to it, man. I really appreciate this gentleman coming on, both gentlemen coming on, but really, you know what I'm saying, when I hit him up, you know what I'm saying, he hit me up, I hit him up, he was talking, and he was telling me about his podcast and how he was doing. I was checking his podcast out, really dope. And he was saying, man, I like what y'all was talking about. It was my first time listening. Y'all, y'all act just like y'all was just a whole, group of homeboys just talking. And I was like, yeah, that's how we do it, man. We're a family, so it's just that's how we do it. We just like to talk. We try to be as professional as possible, but sometimes we go left. That's just what we do. But other than that, man, I really do appreciate it, man. What's going on with you, Still Rain? How you doing, bro? Welcome to GRG, man. How is everything going?
It is I and I am him. It is the one and only Still Rain. And I want to thank you, KMEGA and the GRG crew, man, for welcoming my reign into your kingdom tonight, man. Honestly, man, it's been an honor, man. I've been listening to you for a minute, man, honestly. And, one day I had to hit you up, dog, and be like, dog, I like what you're doing. You got the energy, you got the vibe. Because what I've been searching for here lately, I don't know about y'all, is that soul when it comes to gaming. You know what I mean? Not everybody has it. Not everybody might understand what it may be, but you can feel it when you listening to it in those earphones. You know what I mean? In whatever environment that you in. And that's what I'm about, man. Bringing that energy, bringing that vibe back to gaming, just being as authentic as you can be. And that's what I like about y'all. That's what I like about you, KMEGA, man. And I'm just glad you welcomed me in here tonight. We got some fire topics tonight, man. And I just can't wait to get into them.
No
Let's
doubt.
get it.
And before we go to the next guest, man, let everybody know where they can find you at, man. I mean, because you got some dope stuff going on your end, bro. Really, really cool, laid back. You know what I'm saying? So let us know. Let us know.
I appreciate that, man. Look, here recently, I kind of put my podcast on a slow burn because I'm trying to move into and transition to some different things, man. Trying to get back into my IT grind, and it just pulls my attention away. Also got some personal things going on. Last year was crazy, so the beginning of this year, we got to switch up some things. So, but other than that, y'all can catch me on Twitter. I'm going to start streaming on YouTube again. I'm in the process of looking for another monitor right now. Around that 144, maybe I'm going to get a 32-inch. 120, haven't decided quite yet. Just to make it a little easier for the setup, you know what I mean? You want to be clean, you want to be fashionable, you know what I'm saying? And just have an overall easy setup to use. And that's what's kind of slowing me down because I'm just using my one 55-inch TV to really get it all in on. And I've just been gaming lately, man. That's what I don't understand about a lot of these guys. Like, I be on Twitter, but you got to be low key with it. Everybody be so, how do you have time to game when you're on Twitter? Like, when I really think about it, when you take your time away from the game, you're on your phone, you're not gaming, brother. So what games are you beating? What are you really talking about? Or are we capping? See, but that's why I always try to find the soul, try to find the authenticity of just of us as gamers, man, because we got to build us a tight community and really build it out as we see, especially with this COVID thing going on. Gaming is it's a worldwide phenomenon, and it's been that, and it's getting more recognized. And we got to keep making sure that everybody understands what the essence of gaming is. It's not about all this bullshit and whatever else the case might be. You know what I mean? It's about getting to the heart of it, talking with your boys, really getting it in, and just really getting away from the world when the world can be even. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, man, that's what it is, man.
No doubt, man.
Wow,
really
and that's just the introduction.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that was fire. I can't wait. Like, the topics are going to be hot, and I can't wait to hear what you guys thoughts about on some of this stuff, because it's we got quite a bit to cover. So and like I said, we're back. So let's go ahead and do it. And let me get to the next gentleman, man. I'm glad that he's here, man. Man, I consider him a dear friend, man. I mean, I can't say enough about what he does, not only for what he's done for me, you know what I'm saying, and mine, you know what I'm saying, just giving his hand out, showing support, but what he's done for the community. I mean, he's helped out Xbot, he's helped out Biggs, he's helped out all different types of people. I can't even name them all. And he's everywhere. You see him doing them little videos, and he's somewhere. When I first seen him, I said, oh, that's a little cheesy little dude, man. And he over here got a bandana. What is he set tripping? What's wrong with him? And then so when I first listened to him, I'm like, oh, he's on some peaceful stuff, man. What's going on? And then next thing you know, I've started listening to more and more to his stuff, and now, you know what I'm saying, this fool, he talks a lot of trash. You better watch out for him because he's really slick. But man, my fight night brother, you know what I'm saying, Yoby, Dragonheart Yoby. What's up with you, fam? What's happening?
What's happening? But I gotta say this. I heard Now this comes from one of my favorite underground rappers. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
I heard from a bird that we left. We ain't never went nowhere.
Oh.
It's GRG, baby. Yo, what is pop, man? It's your boy Yoby Dren, Dragonheart Yoby, aka Mr. Peace Love Life himself. Kay, I want to thank you for the invite. I'm happy to finally be back on here. The last time I was on here was like what, E3 2018?
It was a minute. It was a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So thank you for the invite. I am truly honored. Man, I can't wait to get into these topics. I'm ready to talk some shit, ready to piss some people off, but at the same time, I'm just ready to keep the balance, man. To keep keep everything level and great and beautiful and all that good shit. But yeah, man, we here. We here. GRG is back and fed the first GRG of 2021. Okay, let's fuck this shit up, man. Let's do it for the gamers, man.
Let's do it. No doubt.
Hell yeah.
Now let's get to the crew, the bums. Anyway, let's get to it, man. Man, my main man's been gone for a little while, but man, he's back. He was under the weather, but he's back. You know what I'm saying? I heard that he had you know what I'm saying, he fell and slipped over on a shrinky dink, and then he was out of commission.
Oh.
So I'm like, man, are you all right? Well, I should ask if the shrinky dink all right, because you know what I'm saying, that is, and if people don't know what a shrinky dink is, it was a little toy back in like the 80s. I think it's way older than that, where you used to flip it over, and it was a little spring, and it used to walk itself downstairs and stuff. I don't know, it was a little crazy contraption, but
it's called a slinky.
It's called a swinky dink.
Okay, in my day, it's called a slinky.
A slinky, it's whatever. Whatever. Call it what you want. I know that's what I called it. But anyway, what's up with you, PK? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me back. I am happy to be back with my fam. Hey, look, I had a rough time. 2020 is rough. It was rough for me. And I'm not going to get into what actually happened, but it was rough. And I thank you for everybody being in your prayers and everything. I'm just glad to be back. Absolutely. By the way, I'm glad to have the guests.
Hold on, you're really loud. Your feedback is coming in strong. You are high.
Yeah, Ultron is in your stereo.
Yeah.
Hey,
is that me again?
Now.
A little bit.
Talk now.
Hey, how does that sound?
Yeah, sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. Solid.
All right, great. So, anyways, I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad to get into these topics, have a good conversation, a good show. I'm gonna be back on YouTube now. Just working on my return. Like I said, it's just been rough, man. Rough for me and rough for everyone.
Oh, it has been, and I'm glad that you're back, brother. I'm glad that everything is all right. You don't have to maybe tell me what happened, but other than that, you know what I'm saying. So I thought that maybe the shrinky dink, or what did you call it, Yoby?
Slinky.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell. Yeah.
I do have one more thing. That you made a comment saying that KMEGA has a soul. I have to make you realize that I took his soul when I beat him in Soul Calibur.
You know what? I don't get too angry. You know what I'm saying? But he pissed me off. I called him a nasty name, and I quit. I was like, I'm done with it. We played for like 3 hours? It was just 3 hours of just straight ass whooping. So I was like, all right, I got you. So yeah, no, I have to give PK that one. But you know what I'm saying? Of course. We're gonna have to do that Smash Brothers, and we're gonna bring Smash Brothers back in Fight Night. So I know that I'm a lot better than what I was. We might
it's okay. We can take it. I was also, playing around in that game too. I know you. I ain't gonna do you that bad.
No. I improved. I know I improved over that night after those many beatings for my first time playing.
They came out with an OPS character now, called Sephiroth, a real boss.
You know what? I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna have to get him because I've been saying I wanted to get some more of those characters. I'm almost got everybody done, but I got caught up in the cyberpunk. But anyway, I digress. So let me go here because I said we had a lot to talk about, and we over here doing GRG things. We just rambling. All right, cool. Let me get to the next person. Oh, last but not least, my main man. I call him Slick, but everybody knows him as Six Slayer. What's happening with you, fam? What's going on?
2021 is here, and with it is the return of the prodigal son. Welcome back, PK.
Thanks.
Welcome back, and welcome to our guests.
Thank you.
And KMEGA, we back at it again in 2021. You were saying earlier you had some OBS issues, but I think you're stronger for it. You was able to put everything back together yourself with no help.
Yes.
Hey man, it's just gonna show.
I feel very proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? If Don or Xbot is listening, you know what I'm saying? Because I was about to make that call. I was like, man, because I was going to stream, I was going to do a video, and none of it worked. OBS was tripping, so I went in and I looked at a video, and I did everything that it told me to do. And when I came back and I deleted those files, they said that the files would still be there. But what I forgot is that on Streamlabs, I didn't have anything saved, so everything was gone. And I did it. I did it. All the little stuff that Don helped me out with my picture and everything and all that. I did it. The transparency. I figured it all out last night, man. It was. I felt good about myself, so I will pat myself on the back, no doubt about it. But anyway,
overcome, adapt, improvise. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself, man. But we got a lot of stuff to do, so let's get into these topics, man.
Let's get into it. And I don't know what 108 is. Maybe 108 has got a bunion, got a corn. You never know with him. Or maybe his dog ate his homework. But we'll see. He might come in a little bit later. But you know, I got to throw that shade. I got to do it. But anyway, all right. So let's get into it. The very first topic of the night. It was something that I was going to do a video earlier this week talking about, and that was going to be like my introduction into 2021, was talking about the disappointments of 2020. The year's over. We played all the games that we wanted to play. And now since that year is over, done, kaput, finito, chitons, now we need to put those games that weren't up to snuff. So of course, as always, we go to our guests. I'm gonna go straight to you on this one. Yoby! You gotta let me know, man, what was your biggest disappointments? And people in the chat too, also let me know what was your biggest disappointments in 2020. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how many it is, but you gotta, and it doesn't matter what order, but you gotta let me know what was the most disappointing games of 2020 for you.
2020 as in like the game that released in 2020 or just all in all?
No, in 2020, that released in 2020.
Oh,
yeah, you can't tell me that you played Pac-Man for the first time and that was disappointing. You can't do that.
Watch your mouth. Oh, bro. Damn, Pac-Man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
When you say disappointing as in like for me or just like disappointing
no, this is you. This is it for everybody. This isn't everybody else's thoughts. This is your disappointments for 2020.
Disappointing games for 2020. No. I have. Actually, bro. Oh yeah, easy. Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs Legion.
Watch Dogs Legion is bad for you? It's bad?
No. It's no. I see.
Wait a minute. You said don't let him.
You said disappointing game for 2020.
I know. I just kind of threw me off. I don't know. I'm just sorry.
Let me talk. So yeah. I'm not talking about Watch Dogs as a whole because I didn't really get a chance to to like play it like beat the game. Mm-hmm. But like what I experienced, I've experienced the the damn save glitches where you save it, then you leave the game, whatever, you come back, and then you got to start over from jump. Well, that shit happened to me like 6 times, and it's like, yo, like what the hell's going on? But
bugs.
That was basically like a kind of low key letdown because it's like, yo, I've been waiting for this, like I'm waiting for the damn game, and then like a week later I went back to it, and then they said, oh, there's a patch coming soon. Then I just left it alone. Then around that time I just got rid of my Xbox because I gave it up to GameStop so I could get the Series X, but I lucked out on that shit. But because of that glitch with Watch Dogs, that's what kind of low key let me down, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right.
So it's a great game for what I played, but that glitch just threw me away because it's like, yo, I was amped to play this game, then that glitch just knocked me out. It's like, yo, like I don't even want to touch this shit no more.
Any other game?
Oh, any other game that came out in 2020? I don't even know, bro. I think that was number one for me. Okay. I have another game, but that didn't come out in 2020.
Oh, well, what's that other game? Because you got me curious.
Man, listen here, man. Honestly, it's my own fault that I bought this goddamn game. because I read up on it too. So, this if you like Mass Effect, you should play this. It's called Everreach Project Eden, bro. That game looked like a goddamn Xbox 360 game on crack. Bro, it has nothing, bro. It don't even look like a next gen game. It's like, yo, like, I fucking dare you. And bro, it's like the game is unoptimized like a motherfucker. Like it's bad. Okay. I'm when I get my Xbox back again, I'm gonna beat it, but the game looks terrible. It looks terrible.
All right. Okay.
It looks terrible.
I don't even know what that. I don't even heard of that game.
Exactly. That's how bad it is.
I don't even know. All right. Yeah, cool. All right. So let me go over here and go to Steel. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Rain, what were your disappointments of 2020?
So I'm gonna get into it. This is the part I was telling PK earlier. It was I believe it was PK. It was about Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star was disappointing to me. The reason being is they didn't release the entire game like I thought they were going to on console. The game had already been out since what, 2012, 13? It's 2020, bruh. You level capped me out, and it was only disappointing to me because it lost my interest in the end game. That grind in the end game, I enjoyed it in the beginning, and honestly, I am hyped for the new Phantasy Star game that they're releasing. I'm hyped for that. I want to check it out. But the fact that end game was, to me, very lackluster because I'm playing the same map, typically, maybe a couple different ones, over and over and over and over and over again, trying to get one weapon to prove nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? Except to my boys. And at the end of the day, that's kind of the reason I've always been more of a multiplayer gamer, but that's why it also disappointed me because I was initially interested in the game because of the PvP. It looked interesting, and I hadn't played it on PC. And I wasn't going to play it on PC because I was hoping it would be a full experience on console. I was like, I'll give it a shot if it's there. Boom. The fact that when I got to the end game, this is probably 90 days into the game. The PvP wasn't there. I wasn't there anymore, and I was on to a different game at that point. So it's just in that aspect, that's why it's disappointing. It's not a bad game, and there's going to be millions of people that are going to play it consistently because it is a solid overall experience if it can keep you captivated. But on to the next. We can definitely get into that if we really need to because there's a couple other things, but it is what it is. Sure. My main disappointed game, and it's just because I'm a fan of Marvel, is Marvel's Avengers.
I was waiting for somebody to give me that one, but yeah. Okay, so give me a reason.
I am an Iron Man fanatic. If you ain't peeped by the pick, if you don't know what's going on already, I'm an Iron Man fanatic. So I have a thing for Iron Man. I have a thing for Marvel in general. I just love that entire. John, I just love the way that what they're doing. I love the comic series back in the day when my pops was on it and panning them down, letting me look at them or whatever the case might be. But I really enjoy what they have done with the current series of Marvel. And the fact that game came out the way that it did is trash. Complete trash to me. And it's only trash. I'm gonna say trash because I know a lot of people say, you say trash, you can't even explain that. Look, what I mean by trash is why am I going to play a melee looter shooter and not see my progression? My armor doesn't change.
I never really thought of it like that.
My armor doesn't change. I don't look any different. You give me different costumes from whatever series. That's cute. If it was a game if you made it tailored to every individual Marvel character, every character in that genre, except for a few, and we all know those few, are iconic characters. You know what I mean? Like, you have to flesh those characters out. You can't just say, oh, here's the Avengers, and because they're Avengers, you're just going to play the game, and Iron Man's mechanics overall are just going to be kind of trash, especially if you compare it to Anthem. And Anthem was only was trash because It had no end game.
Watch your mouth. This
Had
might be
no variety.
your last time here, Soko.
Look, no, listen. I'm gonna play Anthem with you right now if you're really about it.
Because
I love the game.
I love Anthem, bro.
I can go on for about Anthem for an hour. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it on your podcast. That's a whole different discussion. Because I love Anthem. Anthem is a beautiful game. If Anthem 2.0 comes out to what it needs to be, even though with everything that they got going on, with people moving in different directions, if Anthem 2.0 comes out and is a marvelous game, kind of like the No Man's Sky kind of experience, I'm not going to play nothing else. It's going to be another one of those games that's going to keep me locked in for 6 months where I'm just playing that. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of potential it does. The flying mechanics, the way that the world is set up. Anyway, Marvel's Avengers has so much potential, but they flopped it, and they tried to depend on the brand, and it didn't work. They flopped on it. They didn't flesh it out. They didn't take it to the full experience. You can't have what we have had as far as a cinematic universe and then make a game that's not even has no creativity to it. And then I gotta agree with Yoby. Legion for me too. It's a solid game, but it's that open world syndrome. It kind of reminds me too much of GTA, futuristic GTA. It's kind of what turned me off of Watch Dogs before, and doesn't have any PvP in it for real. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to play that. I've been there, done that.
Game requires PvP for you.
Watch Dogs, yeah. You got to make it. You got to do something else. Just playing the story is one thing, but it's the same way I enjoy Grand Theft Auto story. It's cool, but at the end of the day, what kept me there was the online play. Nothing's going to keep me on Legion. And then with the bugs that were in the game at the time, we're talking about the first 3 months of the game. I mean, I got a different game that I can play. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying that these 3 games are bad games.
That is your opinion. That's the whole point.
Because they're not. And we can always get into the discussion. But if you ask me, the games that disappointed me this year, out of all the games that have come out, it's those 3.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. No doubt. All right. Slayer, what is your biggest disappointment to 2020?
Okay, I have 3 I can name. 2 I played and 1 I didn't, but it's so well known as a failure that
it doesn't matter. It just what.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, it could have been a game that you was highly anticipating, and then
it does matter.
Oh,
why's that?
Well,
you can't claim to be disappointed if you didn't play it. Come on now.
No, it's most disappointing in general because it's the vibe as the outsider that I see.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and
it's that
person's opinion. It's not like it doesn't make it
right. No, it's not facts. It's not facts.
I just wanted to debate him. I really have.
You're ready for some debate. Listen, we're gonna have plenty of time for debate.
No. I'm just messing with him.
Look at this dude.
I just wanted to pull his leg. That's all right.
Okay, it's all good. Well, this game, I think you're gonna agree too, though, is Avengers, man. Quite disappointing. This game should be. Listen, I'm not too heavy into games like this, so I'm looking at it as a complete outsider. I've never laid hands on this game, never played the demo. I don't watch no videos of the game, but I keep my ear to the ground and I listen to other gamers when they speak.
Well, now hold on. Now
That story was solid, though.
I do have to say this, though.
I like the story.
You may not have to play the game to feel like it's disappointment, but at least you have to see some.
No. I've seen gameplay, but I don't go and hunt looking for gameplay footage of it. I'm not. If I see it, I'm not hunting.
I don't know, man.
Right, but everybody's complaining about it. But this is the type of property, and the outcome I'm hearing about it is. This is hurting what Square Enix has been doing in the Western market recently. Like a lot of the projects that they had upcoming, they can't afford them now. And they were making great headway. And that one failure has knocked out all of that. Years of work. Okay, and this is a game that should have blown up. They were all chips in on this because it was an easy win. And somehow they got craps. So it's so unfortunate. I don't want to belabor the point. There's extra detail I can put into that, but I'll leave that alone. But for the 2 games I did play this year, first, I got to echo a lot of the statements that the previous guests have said about Phantasy Star Online 2. That is the one game I think I've played the most in 2020.
Mm.
If I put my Xbox on, 9 times out of 10, I'm putting that on at the very beginning or at the end. I'll do other things first, and then I'll end up playing that until it's time for me to turn the Xbox off. I'm done playing games. And as you hear, everybody knows it. This is what I play. But I've been playing alone. But I'm playing a ranger, which means basically I run around and shoot stuff. It's not complicated at all. All the complexity of magic and all that stuff, I don't have any of that. I just run around, I shoot stuff, I get better equipment. It's that whole cycle. That's what I do all day. And 9 times out of 10, I have no idea what's going on. Okay? The game is fun because I used to play the old one and it's still fun in that way, but I don't know what the hell is going on at all. Nothing makes any sense. There's this whole thing with cutscenes that you have to watch. After a while, you have to watch these cutscenes and they play like 2 seconds of gameplay that you curb stomp, right? And you go back to watching a bunch of cutscenes just to progress the story. Otherwise, you can't do certain things. And I don't know what's going on about anything. I've beaten like 2 episodes already. And this is a game I play the most out of anything. And you hear all these petty complaints I have about it. It's frustrating. So to me, that's very disappointing.
Okay.
It's just like, it's incredibly disappointing. And then the second game that I played, in fact, I bought and I broke a cardinal rule that I made for myself, that I would never buy a game from the Epic game store. And I broke that rule for Crisis Remastered. And Digital Foundry. You could say whatever you want about them, but this is at least the angle that they're in, where they analyze the technicals and all these things about games, right? This is a game where it's all about the technicals. I remember I built a new PC around the time this game came out, okay? This game is a big deal in terms of technology, in terms of a lot of elements that we have in games today that it did. It's not literally like this, but I'm gonna give you an example to show you what like the methods they use, where they did everything in software, where nowadays we do everything in hardware. So this game was far ahead of its time, and finally came time for a remaster. Digital Foundry once again did a video about a year or 2 ago. I think DF Retro did a video about the game and what makes the meme of can it run Crisis still applicable in many ways today, because the game, even on today's hardware, it strains to run because of the way it's programmed. And so now they finally have a remaster. It's going to fix all these issues. And what happens? They totally fucked it up. They totally screwed it up. And it's just a disappointment in terms. It's like, that's what I bought. If I broke a rule of my own to purchase this game. And it was complete flop. And that was an utter disappointment in the word alone.
And you say you got one more, or that's it?
Those are the 3.
Okay. All right, PK, you're next. Yoby, you said you got one more, but I'll ask you, what was that one more?
Oh, of course, at the PK.
Yeah,
at the PK, yes.
So PK, what are your disappointments of 2020, man?
So I got 5.
That's fine.
God damn, go ahead.
You can have 20. I don't care, but you gotta let me know. Let me know.
Out the meat.
All right. All right. So I'll start from 5 and go up to number 1.
Okay.
I say 5 is Watch Dogs Legions. Not because I ran into those glitches that anyone else ran into.
Man,
well, I did have some.
That's crazy.
I did have a glitch, right? My achievements won't pop, but outside of that, I didn't have no save glitches. More or less, it was around the story and how they built the world, right? I enjoy Watch Dogs. I'm a fan of the series, but I understand what they were trying to do and make DedSec the protagonist, the group DedSec. And the recruiting system, et cetera, but I don't think they did it well. So I don't know if anyone played State of Decay 2, but you know how you recruit people. The people you bring in actually gain different skills depending on what they do. They level up, their skills get stronger, et cetera. That doesn't happen in Watch Dogs Legions. Whatever skills they get when you recruit them, that's it. However they look, that's it. And for some odd reason, the game somehow randomized a lot of people that I needed to recruit into some old ladies. I don't know what that was about, but I had a bunch of old ladies in my team. The point is, the story itself and the way I felt underpowered. I felt like the hacks were super generalistic and not as complex as the first couple games. So in other words, it almost as if they subtracted a lot of diversity and depth from the having one protagonist and try to split it a bunch of, kind of generalize it so everyone has the same abilities, and it just didn't sit well with me. And I really felt like they took away from how it felt to be that dude that was a terror against, and not to give it away, like if people didn't play it, but the point is, it was one person that was the man. Now I know the DLC's coming. That's going to bring back the character from the original. Though I prefer the character from Part 2, not just because he was black, but yeah, Marcus or Zero, whichever one you would call it. Mainly because he had more personality. I mean, it has nothing to do with. I like them both honestly, but I prefer the one from Part 2 if I had the choice. But yeah, that's my reason of why it kind of disappointed me is they made it seem like it was just this huge world and it's going to be a lot of different people when it's really just a randomized same person. It's just a randomized skin, right? And then they just might give you some attributes or not. My number 4 is Horizon Zero Dawn for PC. At launch, this game was utterly broken, could not be played
there goes
whatsoever.
The L, man. There goes the L, man. You said, that was, That goes the L,
they literally had to offer an apology from Steam, and it was a Sony issue. Offer me a refund within 1 day.
Yeah.
And NVIDIA did not have drivers to support this game for 30 days.
Nope.
That really pissed me off to no end.
Hate this.
So the fact that the game was broken at launch and on top of that, what the game's supposed to do, and I don't know how to turn this off. I think it's an automatic thing for some reason. I don't know if Sony did this or not, but it scans your machine to optimize the game to your settings. And I know a lot of games do this, but this one takes so long to do it. And I mean, literally, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. But once the game is done, it's a bug, by the way. It set all my settings to low. Now I have a beast PC. I know better than that. Okay, I run everything on ultra all the time. So for this game to insult my machine by putting everything on low after making me wait 15 minutes. I don't have a hard drive. I have a NVMe SSD. Okay, I don't have no slow piece of crap. I have a Evo 970. Okay,
you better tell them.
There's no reason for this to load that. Anyways, I'm gonna go on. So being broken and charging full price, yes, they take a L for that one. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody complain about Cyberpunk. That right there, at least your game played. This one did not. Okay, this one did not.
What? What'd you say?
My number 3 is Genshin Impact.
What?
I've been hearing about this. Multiple people. I was waiting for somebody to talk KMEGA. Music act this way.
Y'all can't hear the sound effects, but I gotta say this one on this one.
Genshin Impact is a mobile game.
What?
Put on PC,
that game
it is.
Fire. What?
Let me finish.
I know
it is factually a mobile game.
Yeah.
And it looks nice on the outside, on the surface, but once you start playing the game, it's really just a giant world of nothing, and it's a gacha game made to get you to spend money for characters. That's it. You pay to win. That's it. It has no in-depth.
You are fake news.
No in-depth features. The story is boring. It's open world of nothing. Nothing. There's nothing there to make you feel like you need to play other than this gacha. And if once you spend a little bit, you got to keep it going until you get what you're looking for. That is how they get you. Not to mention, I tried the controller inputs. It's horrible. It's a horrible controller input. If you're not using keyboard and mouse, it's just not a good integration. Overall, disappointing mobile game, and I hate that it was put on console because maybe
I gotta say this.
they,
PK. Hold on. Z Black Rider says, OnlyFans running in the background will eat your resources. That's probably what happened.
I don't have that issue at all. But and then my number 2 is Resident Evil 3. And I'll say why.
Okay. I haven't heard that one.
Resident Evil 3 remaster charging $60, and I thought it was. I would say I thought it was a deal because it came with Resident Evil Resistance, and I know you remember this, KMEGA, because you had got flagged for showing gameplay or the video.
The video.
From the intro that I was sharing. So the thing there's a two-parter to this. One, they dropped support for Resident Evil Resistance. The game wasn't even out a year. They stopped supporting the game. It basically plays like what's it called? Where you got to survive and someone plays the killer. Was it Dead by Daylight? It plays like Dead by Daylight, but it's a little more. And to my opinion, it looks better and it plays a little better. But they didn't support it. They didn't advertise it. And this game came with Resident Evil 3. In my opinion, it could have been a standalone game, but whatever. That's a L on that piece. So if you spent money on any of the anything in the game, actual money, you just lost all that. There's no investment.
So that gets the L. That gets the L.
That's and then the second part is Resident Evil 3 itself wasn't even a full remaster. They basically copied and paste what they had, and I mean it's not even it's not like 2. 2 they did a lot with. 3 it's almost like they put no effort. You can beat the game
and the engine and regurgitated it.
You beat. I mean, it's really to me. DLC? I think it was a huge letdown. It could have been a DLC. It was short. You could beat it in an hour.
What?
Yes. Matter of fact, there's an achievement to do it.
Oh,
beat it in an hour.
The 60. Oh, damn. Yes. Oh, wow. That reframes the way you look at it.
So you could beat Resident Evil 3 in an hour.
Yes. On hard. You gotta be on the hardest difficulty.
Oh, you capping?
I am not. That's an achievement. I am not playing.
Really?
Yes.
That's the thing that changes what he's saying. It's an achievement. That proves what he's saying.
You see?
That makes it crazy.
But you gotta be nice at the game, though. Like you gotta.
No. There's like I said, it's two parts. One, they stopped supporting the game not even a year after release, and then 2, the main reason you bought it is not even a full game. It's a letdown. 2, the second remake was amazing. They did a great job with that. The third one, not so much. So I am a little hesitant of what they'll do with 4, is because if they do the same crap what they did with 3, ain't no point of doing this. Oh. But Capcom's in a lot of situation right now with that big hack. So who knows what might happen? Whatever. I'll move on to my last one. No. My last one is, and everyone knows this. I made videos on this. I talk about this, and I even debated with people who said Cyberpunk is the most disappointing. I mean, like, people need to play the game first. You need to stop tripping. Okay, I played and I own Marvel's Avengers, the most disappointing game of 2020 for me.
All that hype media agrees with me. God damn you, PK. Welcome back, you dickhead.
And let me tell you. And talk about glitches. I have took screenshots of me falling through the floor, elevators disappearing, me getting stuck. One of my friend who bought the game for me because he wanted me to play with him. Something happened in the game where he was getting whisked away, and when you play with other people, it shows you how far you are from them. Mm-hmm. I don't know what was happening, but some magic pushed him so far away. It was like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 20 meters away, 20 million meters away, till he had disappeared into oblivion. I don't even know what happened.
So what happened?
That game
to him? He just
said, I don't know. I keep going. Yeah, he just kept going into
It's just
oblivion.
like the Mortal Kombat guy just came in and just said,
Finish him.
Just finish
Yes.
him. Oh my
Yes.
God. Oh.
So outside of the glitches, right? The game itself, it's almost as if they tried to copy and paste everything Destiny do and put it in this game. Though it doesn't work because they didn't flesh out the game. They were so focused on cosmetics and trying to sell you stuff that they didn't think about, hey, not only is these character models ugly, but you didn't even flesh out the game to the point where you have something to do. Now, help me understand this. I played this game. I'm going to keep playing it, though, just so I can get 1,000 out of 1,000. But let me tell you something. If you're playing a game for in-game content,
Help me!
just like Destiny, what do you do with Destiny? When you do a raid, you do what?
I only done one raid since I played Destiny, so I don't know. You work together.
Well, you get a group,
okay,
and you go tackle it.
Right.
But the current quote unquote raids or hives or whatever, the in-game content, you can't do with a group. Help me understand this. The hardest content in the game, you can't play with your friends to do. You literally need five maxed out characters to do the in-game content in the game. That game is a lot of grinding for nothing. And believe me when I tell you, if you beat any stage, you're praying that at the end, because you don't get your rewards till the end in screen, you praying that end screen comes up, because if it don't, you get nothing. You just spent 30-40 minutes doing all that and not getting any rewards for it. So yes, there's lots of stuff, not just missing content, but also not really thinking it through about this whole co-op situation, right? And yes, some of the heroes are better than the others. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's a fair advantage. And then they created these roadblocks where Hulk or Thor can only break down walls, and you need Black Widow to hack a computer, but Captain America couldn't do anything until they patched it, right? He couldn't break walls, hack nothing. This man was the worst hero. He couldn't do nothing. He was just there. So if there was any rooms, you just couldn't get into them. You're done. But overall, I feel like that game was not ready for launch. They should have pushed that back until I don't even think they're going to get their current player concurrent players back, right? Because even if I'm gonna go back and play when Black Panther comes back, but outside of that, I don't see me continuing to play. That's why I was looking like, oh, Spider-Man? I don't think there's gonna be any PlayStation players by that time. I think they better hope and pray, because I'm telling you now, that game is dumpster fire right now. That's for sure.
Wow.
And I do want to make a comment. I'm sorry for interrupting. I want to make a comment about the PSO. I want to say this. Phantasy Star Universe, or Phantasy Star Online 2, launched on Xbox One in North America in March.
Yeah.
Okay. It was not in PC on America at all. You could not get to it unless you download the Japanese.
Facts.
So when it actually launched in America, it launched on the Windows launcher and then the Steam launcher.
Facts.
Now, being out in America for 10 months, it has made more money in 10 months than the last 8 years in Japan, put together on Switch, PlayStation, PC, and Vita.
No wonder they canceled those other versions in Japan as soon as the Xbox version came out.
And within those 10 months, I understand where you're coming from about forest content, but you also have to understand the first 3 episodes that you played in that first 3 months was the first 3 years in Japan. But we are now on episode 6, which is the last episode. They put out 8 years of content in 10 months.
No, that's a fact.
So if you was to go back now, it would be so overwhelming. You wouldn't know what to do.
That's what's happening to me.
It'll be so much. You don't know what to do. It's so much. And the thing is, you have to give them credit for trying to jam this in so quickly, because think about it. What really is the technical problem was trying to translate all this and do voice actors for the story.
No,
Even though most people don't play the story, the point is that's what the real holdup is.
Right.
So for them to push out 8 years of content in 10 months, you got to give them a credit for that.
Oh yeah, that's undeniable. I would never take that away. I would never take that away from them.
But I do understand I understand where you're coming from. It's just you had to understand what their barriers were and what they were pushing.
That man did not jump into your business and tell you about. Let that man have his PSO being his disappointment of 2020.
I'm not trying to change his heart. I was just trying to clarify what happened.
Yeah.
Now he has every right to feel how you want to feel. You know, some people feel and say what they want and get banned for Twitter forever. But I'm not gonna put out no.
When you said PSO was your most disappointing, hey man, PK came in with them laser eyes on you like what? Hey man, he came with them laser eyes. Anyway.
No, but I understand. But I get it. I get it though. I understand where he's coming from. I'm just saying. The thing is, what's cool is on February they're gonna update the game to current gen hardware, so it's gonna support DirectX 12, gonna have upgraded graphics because they're getting ready for new Genesis. No, but I'm just letting him know new Genesis is coming, but it's using the same. It's using the same launcher, because you're gonna be able to switch between PSO2 and PSO2 New Genesis, and you'll be able to carry all your crap from PSO2 to New Genesis.
Okay, so can I now give my 5
yes.
to get to the next topic?
Yes.
All right, well,
Sorry.
Okay, but hold on, Yoby, what was the one disappointing game? And you know what I'm saying, so I can get to
all right. The creators of Pokemon, Game Freak. Anybody out there who got a line on Game Freak, tell them to kiss my ass.
Wait, we don't want to go there. You don't want to. You don't want to go there.
No.
There's a game called Game Freak.
No. Game Freak makes. They're the developers for the core Pokemon
They
games.
can kiss my ass because the last Pokemon games that came out got everybody hyped. This, that, whoopty.
I thought there was some freaky shit going on. I'm finna play some freaky shit.
Nah, man.
So I got the music in the back. Let's go.
They was talking shit. Oh, hey, yeah, this game is heavy.
KMEGA, no, I know.
This game is heavy inspired by Breath of the Wild. The game came out.
It was called. What was the game called again?
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield.
Oh, okay, I got it.
It was no fuck that, Sleepy. It was no comparison. It was no comparison. And then what pissed me off is they dropped the damn game. Amazing. I played the game. What pissed me off is the game that they was supposed to release. It was supposed to release in full package. The game that released, the game that came out was 50%, and then they announced the DLC. The DLC was supposed to have been the full game that was supposed to release for day one. So they're like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna split that into the DLC so y'all can pay more money.
No, you forgot one piece.
Talk to me.
They still made 2 games and charged $60 a piece.
Man, fuck them for that, bro. when I found out it was supposed to be the whole game for day one, bro. When I finished that game, I deleted the shit out of that game. Fuck them for that.
It's still not the whole game, bro.
Let me go ahead and get to this super chat.
Still not.
X-Man in the chat. Thank you. He says, hello, GRG. Have a great show. Y'all doing it live. Thank you, sir.
Thank
You're the best. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me get that out. Okay. I had that pent up for a while.
We with you. Yeah. We with you.
Yeah. I know PK's definitely with you because PK talked about it before. So
listen, like I always say, they can eat their own ass.
Wow. All right. So anyway, look, I gotta play the music. See, I hate that y'all can't hear the stuff that I'm playing while y'all talking because it's really funny. But
do something about it, man. God damn it, this is annoying too.
But I mean, when you said what was it? What did you say? Who made that game again?
Game Freak.
Oh, play that freaky music. Let's go.
He just play that freaky music.
Game Freak. Okay, I'm done. All right, so let's go.
Okay.
I know y'all don't hear nothing but people.
No, I just hear you. It's weird, bro. Move on, please.
Okay, all right. So my top 5, right? Well, I don't know. It's more than 5, but everybody's killed Avengers. I have Avengers. I played it. I enjoyed it because the story is really dope. I haven't got finished messing with the story because everybody is just destroying it because people was like, hey man, can you play? I want you to play. Let's run. And then next thing you know, everybody just dropped it. It reminded me of Destiny 1. So I was like, let me hold up, and then when this DLC comes, then we'll see what people's reaction is going to be then. So I mean, Avengers, y'all said Avengers, so I believe y'all. A game that I didn't hear yet, Godfall. That listen, when you had
Nah, most people knew it was gonna be.
Nah, see, hold on. I
No.
haven't played it yet, so I
That's
don't.
the vibe I got when it came out.
Listen. Hey, the stands went crazy, and they were like, "Oh, this is it. This is the killer of all Xbox games." And next thing you know, when you don't hear them talk about anything about that game anymore, that means
Exactly.
it's not no good, no good.
Otherwise, they'd be talking about it and bringing in your face every 5 seconds.
I was watching gameplay of it, and I was like, man, I'm finna cop this game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm finna cop it. I'm finna cop it. Wait for a sale. So then I had an
Be
opportunity.
right back, Kay.
All right, cool. And I had an opportunity to like, all right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna cop it. And then I told somebody, I said, I'm finna cop this game. I said, I'm finna give it a shot, man. I said, it looks dope in the sense of, how it looks. That dude told me, if you buy that game, I'll unsubscribe you. I said, what are you talking about? He says, I got that game on the 5. It's garbage. I said, man, come on, man. I said, I watched the gameplay. It looks pretty good, but I'm like, I said, but I mean, it's like it's a title that's just now coming out. He says, no, man, that game is. He said, I beat that game in no time. He said, I beat it in a sitting. He said, it's awful. He says, man, it's got no true progression like you would want it to. Everything. I said, man, it's their first game. He just was adamant, and I trust this guy's opinion on stuff. And I was just kind of like, damn. So I was like, all right, man. So that has to be because that guy, normally people don't sway me to make a decision or whatever I'm going to do with a game. But when I seen that when people were bragging about it at first and they were showing some gameplay of it, they stopped. That's when I knew, oh yeah, this game must not be living up to the hype level that it was talked about. And then of course it got bombed. I don't care about Metacritic scores or things like that, but I'm like, okay, so Godfall is definitely this. A game that I didn't hear nobody say, and I don't have to play it to know how bad it was, because I seen the trailer. I've watched gameplay. Every game that I have interest in, I watch gameplay at least. And that has to be the Fast and the Furious Crossroads.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
The fact that you bought that game is crazy to me.
Oh my god! See,
fool, epic fool,
I cannot believe you mentioned that shit.
Bro, this is the most disappointing of 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
so, bro.
Vin Diesel don't even look like Vin Diesel.
No, they don't look like each other. But I'm like, man, it's a racing game. It looks like it's got some cool thoughts. And I had a thought. I'm like, man, and that's when I seen it from like it was 80. They had an $89 version. I said, damn, they're confident in this game. And then in the sales that came out, the game was like $19, $15. I said, oh, this game ain't selling. This game is awful. This game must be terrible. So that game gets where's the L man? I need to bring the L man for that. That game gets the ultimate L man right there.
Bullshit.
Yeah, another game that was a big disappointment for me, and I'm glad and I'm glad that I wasted money on it, but I'm glad I got the PC version of it, because the PC version of it is light years ahead, and that is Mafia 2. I thought that there was going to be and it stopped me from getting Mafia 1, because I'm like, these are the definitive editions. I said, man, if it's going to be dope on PC, then I'll on consoles, and this is the definitive edition, it's going to be great. That game is horrible. That game it looks like they didn't do anything with it. It still has the same bugs, the same issues. So that was a big disappointment to me. And then of course, I with all the stuff that I heard about Resident Evil 3, I just wanted to make that an honorable mention. But yeah, those are my games right there for 2020. But yes, so people out there, definitely, I got to hit up Sir X-Man again in the chat. He says, hit that like and share button, everyone. Let people know. Yes, that's right. Yes. Share this out. Go do that. I forgot to do that. Hold on. I got to bring my little man in here. Where's my guy? Oh, man, I think this is the different one. I can't do it on here. But, oh, well. But go ahead and do the, but go ahead, man, and hit that subscribe button, man. I really, the subscribe, the like, share it out. Hit the dislike if you like it. I don't care. Whatever the case may be. Shows that you're paying attention. All right, so let's get to the second topic. Woo! As always, the first topic always take all damn day. But let's get on to it. Okay, so this topic shouldn't take that long because I can't wait to get to the third topic because that's going to be our open discussion to where we don't have to worry about, taking turns. Everybody can just say what they want to at any point. But here on this second topic, it's the rumors of a third Xbox coming, and it's supposed to be, I guess, not. I don't know if that's the code name, Xbox V or whatever, but it's supposed to be more powerful than the Series S and less powerful than the Series X. Now, first off, I want to know this right off the bat, Steele. Let me know if you think this is true, and if you do think that it's true, is it necessary?
First off, I'm just gonna start off by saying, nah, I don't think it's true, man.
All right.
I mean, to be completely honest, the only reason I don't think it's true is because it doesn't make sense. Why would you put a console between what your lowest common denominator is and what your highest is? You got your bottom line, you got your top. You got both price points. In between, you're gonna get a PlayStation. I mean, at the end of the day, there'll be no point. You know what I mean? Honestly, if anything, I could see it being a discless Xbox Series X, which would be dope because in this era, my DVDs are more for show now. They just fit in my TV stand. I mean, they have a place. I mean, it just fits. I don't know what else to do with them at this point. So even though, my One X has a disc tray and my PC, my PC doesn't even have a disc tray. So it's like we're getting into that era, that space where it's kind of becoming irrelevant. To come out with a console that's just kind of in between, it's kind of what would be a waste of money with everything that they got going on right now and trying to gear back into really pumping consoles out. I don't think there'd be a point for it.
All right. Okay. Cool. What about you, PK? What do you think about this, man? Does this seem like something that seems true, first off? And would it be necessary if it is true?
This should be a short topic. No, it's not true. That's corny.
Thank you.
Why would anybody look at the marketing they put in for the S and X? You really think they're gonna go through all that just to change it? Come on now.
There's a patent for it.
Yeah, they're working on another Xbox. That's true, but it's not gonna bring anything out anytime soon. That's for a different Xbox. Let's be real.
Okay, so
come on, they're always working on the next iteration.
But okay, so you're saying that because remember Phil said that they weren't talking about that they were saying that the Series X was way more capable, that they didn't even have to bring a mid refresh this generation. So it's
okay. So you validate my point.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it's
well,
it
this is supposed to be a tweener. Like there's people that's been
no.
I'm trying here.
That's silliness. Come on, people are just reaching at that point. That's come on now.
All right, so for you, it is an absolute.
Nah, it's an absolute dumb. For somebody to bring up that rumor, look, they're working on another Xbox, whatever the next generation is.
Right.
But that's not going to be anytime soon. That's plans for whatever. I mean, R&D don't never stop. That's job security. All right. That's gonna always be a perpetual thing. But to say, hey, we gonna come out. Nah, come on, man. That's dumb. Ain't no new Xbox. And even if Sony comes out, and I know Sony will come out with a mid-grade upgrade for PS5, just because they know how. I'm not gonna get into that, but the point is saying is, there will be one. There's no point of upgrading the Xbox because it will be a while, right? It's just like people with their 1080 Ti's, right? I mean, come on, there's people still running around with that. They're not upgrading, right? They can, but they run around with a 1080 Ti for what? Because it's good enough and it's doing what it needs to do, and it continues to play games that they need to play.
No doubt.
So it's the same thing. So yeah.
Okay. No, that makes total sense. All right, I'm going to go to you, Slayer. What is your thoughts on this, man? I mean, do you think that this is it true and is it necessary?
I think what I got to say is basically a conversation killer. Yo, this is just a gross misinterpretation of that filing that they put down. That's all this is. That's it. Yeah, they're working on the next gen Xbox, but what's probably more in line to come first is a die shrink, a slim version or whatever, a cheaper, a cost reduced version. that's saving them money, increasing their profit,
Yeah.
and
Exactly, a redesign.
Right, the redesign, the price cut version. That's coming. That might even be next.
It might not even have a disk drive.
Right.
Well,
Right.
this would say this one didn't have a disk drive in it, so.
Right. It might
That
be
was
the
part of the
same
rumor.
thing that might not have a disk drive.
Right, but
So-
all these rumors are the expected theorizing that people would do. If you think about it,
Well,
these are all the things you would start imagining.
It's a patent, so it's
No.
not a rumor. That's fact.
Well, it's not a patent. It's a filing for a registration of a name. But that name alone starts to make you imagine all these things that aren't said. This is just a name.
But
right?
just think about this. Same thing you just said. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I really do apologize.
It's cool.
I really did not mean
It's payback. It's payback, man.
I am.
He's old. He's old. He gets that. He gets that.
I really feel bad. I do.
The whore.
I was just saying. I was trying to go with what Sick was saying. Is like all this. Whenever someone files a name patent, that's for future stuff. That's not for right now. It's not for next year. It's not for 2 years from now. That's for future planning, whatever that is. Everyone knows that's how businesses do things. It's just what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and people are just flipping out over this. Is just a gross misinterpretation of what's going on, and that's it. And if you think about the specifics of all the rumors we've been hearing, it's all the stuff that people would imagine, based off a name like that. Everything you've heard is like the expected. If you was to sit down and imagine as soon as you hear that name, what would you think of? All these things in the rumor. That's what this is. Next topic.
Oh my God! Now y'all want to go to the next topic. Yoby, what is going on, man? I mean, come on now. Are you going to be the person in the room that set these suckers straight? Because they all said that this makes no sense. It's not going to happen. It's just pie in the sky. What do you think, man? Do you think this is real?
Listen, it ain't about even setting the sucker straight. It's a simple fact. Why is this even a topic?
Wow!
If they just register a patent, awesome, cool, whatever.
Right.
But it's just giving more fuel to these fucking idiots out here. Oh, Xbox filed a new patent. The Xbox Series X affiliate, they're gonna come out with a new. It's like shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's like shut the fuck up. It's giving fuel to these fucking assholes who are just gonna keep making money off this negativity shit.
No.
The future patent, cool, awesome. That's fucking dope. But you gotta. Honestly, it makes no sense for it to be a rumor. The Series X and the S just came out. It hasn't even been 2 months yet. I mean, November, December, January. It's the 8th. It hasn't even been 2 months yet. Honestly, we shouldn't even be thinking about another system. A year from now, the smaller version of the Series X, awesome, cool. But now we focus on the goddamn games. Fuck all that other shit. Next topic.
Woo!
Thank you.
All right. You know what?
Amen.
I came that as a filler topic, and you know what? I feel
betrayal.
I feel
You should have.
you should.
Well, that's exactly what it was.
You know what?
Betrayal.
Then let's move on. That's it.
We could do better.
Horrible.
We could do better and just talk about the games we were impressed with to 2020.
Because I mean, y'all, I thought we were going to go the whole damn night talking about it. But anyway, y'all, it's all right. But you're right. I thought it would be something quick just to get through, just to hear what you guys thought. I think personally, yeah, too, it's just nothing. I mean, I've seen people bringing it up, and I'm kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. Because I mean,
they gonna run with this shit, K. You already know they could have run with this.
I know,
shit.
but it's a topic. I just wanted to run with it to give people's perspective
For sure.
People in the chat, let them give their thoughts about it as well, and then people also who listen later on. And then there'll also be those little haters that'll be like, I told you Xbox failed, and this is gonna make another box.
My point exactly, bro. It's more ammunition for the assholes.
We use that.
Anyway, all right. So let's get to this topic right here. This is open discussion. Anybody can come in and say whatever. So I hope that you guys are ready because PK is on alert. He's gonna cut off every damn body. So anyway,
You're making me feel bad, yo.
I'm going to go PK first on it, and then everybody can. This is open discussion. But all right, so this is the thing. But this is one of those discussions that, because there's so much material to talk about and discuss, and so let me just drop it on and just let you guys know right here. Well, I should say to people that's listening. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta check my stuff. All right, here we go. Okay, so the PS5 in 2021's lineup, for what we know, You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Do you think that PS5's lineup in 2021, for what we know, is going to be is going to be better than the Xbox lineup in 2021 for what we know so far? Now, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's opinionated, but for the games that I'm going to list off from the PlayStation and from the Xbox for 2021, for like I said, for what we know so far, which games are you excited for the most, and which year for the? What overall do you think will have the better game lineup for the gamers this coming year? Will it be PlayStation or will it be Xbox? So I'm going to read off the PlayStation list right now. All right, so the games that we know so far. Deathloop, that's going to be a timed exclusive, but that's still exclusive for them. Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if that's going to be a timed exclusive or not. I heard that Sony
It is.
funded a little bit. Okay, so it is. All right.
Yeah, but it's not this year anyway. I thought we were only focusing on this year.
Final Fantasy 16 is supposed to be coming out this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this
Okay.
year. Now it could get delayed,
yeah.
but it's slated to come out here in 2021. So I don't know. But Ratchet and Clank, okay, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon 2, Kena, Retribunal, and GT7. And I know that there's a couple other games. There's quite a other.
GT, I think Gran Turismo, right?
Yeah, GT7. Yeah.
Okay,
Gran
okay.
Turismo 7. So, and I know that there's some other smaller titles, but these are some of the more heavier hitters. And when I read off the Xbox list, I'm not going to read off and say, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. I don't know, some kind of little small game to try to throw at that Xbox got more games. But okay, so far, so that's the list for what we have for the Xbox. I mean, for the PlayStation. My phone keeps tripping. All right, and so here's the games that I have on the list for what's coming for 2021 so far for Xbox.
It's not coming out to 2022, FYI.
Oh, it is? Okay, so we got to take off Final Fantasy 16. All right, that's fine. All right, so Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2, As Dusk Falls, Grounded, Starfield, Horizon Zero, Forza Horizon Next. And then there's also another game that just popped up that was right before while we did the show. It was called Uprising. It's supposed to be an Xbox game that's supposed to be coming in some kind of action third-person action RPG game that's going to be dropping this year. So, all right. So when you hear that list for 2021 and like I said, we know that there's going to be more games dropping.
Oh, okay.
Which one, PK? Which one do you think? It sounds like they have the most promise. And which ones are you more excited about?
I am really appalled that you didn't add Switch in there.
I don't have any list for the Switch.
I really am.
What's coming out on the Switch? What's coming out on the Switch? Please let me know.
One of the biggest games is Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is one of the biggest games.
Okay. And then is it Metroid finally supposed to be coming out?
It's supposed to be.
Okay, isn't okay?
There's gonna be another Pokemon game.
Another Zelda. Another Mario.
Well, Zelda.
Oh, you caught that right.
Another Zelda, another Mario, right?
Right.
But, okay, well, you just mentioned Halo and
No,
Horizon.
I'm talking about for what I've heard. Yeah.
You're being facetious.
I swear to God, I'm not being facetious.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I promise you.
I am.
No, they were, but I wasn't. I'm being serious because they said there was another Zelda that's supposed to be coming out. It's Breath of the Wild 2, right?
So I'm gonna just put it out here. Sony paid.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Belvedere. This list is garbage because they put this list out. Medium and also Stalker 2. Why is I'm looking at this list and man, this came from Killer Brill. Come on.
And what about Arc 2?
And Starfield may not come out this year. I'm just gonna put it out.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, people don't think that Ragnarok is going to come out this year, but that's
definitely not going to.
That's not. Nobody's claiming that.
Okay, all right. Well, PK, what do you think? Okay, so for all three, which ones are you more excited for? Which ones you think that's going to be the what's people going to gravitate to more coming up in 2021? Is it going to be
Well,
Nintendo's games? Is it going to be Xbox games? Is it going to be PlayStation's games?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Monster Hunter Rise, everyone's upset because Nintendo paid Capcom, I think I forget the amount of money to keep it off of any other platform for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a timed exclusive. But they spent
Monster
a
Hunter
lot
Rise
of money.
is a timed exclusive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But
that's a whole new game. I thought it was a DLC.
No, that's a whole new game.
Shit.
But that's Monster Hunter's thing. That's what Monster Hunter does.
And FYI, the demo is out right now, so you can download and try it and play it with your friends. But yeah, that's a big game, right? That's a huge game, and it's a tragedy that we don't get to play it on our brand new beefy platforms, which means that Nintendo is going to bring out a new Switch at some point. I'm just letting you know that now. It's happening.
4K version.
Yep, it's happening.
Yo, this gameplay fire though.
Oh no! Don't give him no credit. You know what I'm saying?
Look at crazy. Look at that. This the OGs, man.
Look at my gameplay. I love it. See,
let me tell you something. Let me tell you
something. Bad about my
Kuma, Mecha Goki. Oh shit!
Look at that. Look at them skills. Look at my Hulk.
I
know. Get these hands. Look at that. Look at my gray Hulk.
Look at him.
He tried to come at me. Look at that. Look at him standing over.
You don't even know what button you pushing.
I know his ass is down.
You got him on easy mode?
Bro,
no.
Yeah. You think it's easy mode? Come on. Come to fight. We'll see if I'm an easy mode.
I would say that you did not mention that we will get Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox and PC this year.
You're right. Well, that's the whole point, that this is an open discussion. Because that's it. We're gonna do that. All right.
That's huge.
Yeah. Well,
that's and even though I have Among Us on PC Game Pass, it's coming to Game Pass on Xbox this year, probably this month as well. I know a lot of you Among Us. Yeah, that's a big game. So you quiet yourself. And we're gonna get
your game
and they're gonna create a Doom skin and a Master Chief skin for that game just for Xbox.
Okay.
Hold on, for what game?
Fortnite? For Fortnite?
Among Us.
For Among Us? Oh yeah. I can
okay.
do that. I can see him do that.
That's cool.
Okay,
yes.
anyway.
So anyways, far as us, of course, Halo is the biggest title. Period. Hands down, is the most anticipated. Even for the people who hate Xbox, they're waiting to see how this game performs. Everyone's looking. Everyone. So for all sides, everyone knows that's the number one most anticipated game of the year. Mm-hmm. Forza never disappoints anyway. It hits all of the check marks so often that nobody looks for it to fail. You know what they look for to fail to actually succeed is Gran Turismo. Because the last Gran Turismo failed in so many ways. One, of course, lack of cars. Two, no real racetracks. Three, online only. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they fucked up on that one.
Let's be real.
Yeah, GT comparing gets that L. You know what I'm saying?
Comparing Forza to Grand Theft Auto.
What?
No, I'm sorry.
The L man has to come on that one.
It's almost as if Forza it's so successful that it's probably a bad thing because they don't even. It's like they don't even try it because they already know the quality is there. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Forza doesn't have competition. Did you see the recent gameplay for Gran Turismo for PlayStation 5?
I understand that, but I'm just speaking in general. Like when Forza is kind of in its own lane. You know how you have in fighting games you got tiers. Forza's S.
Okay.
Everything else is A and below.
Well, let me make this point. I do agree with you, PK, and you could continue, and everybody can say whatever they want. I just want to give this point. I agree with PK on this factor because I wanted to bring this up. GT Sport, it sold well. It sold about around 8 to 10 million, I believe. But the point of it, when it comes to like for their overall best, GT Sport fell way short of that mark of when they sold 15 to 17 million back in the days. And when you look at games, when people talk about simulations, and there were fans that loved the Project Cars racers. what happened to Project Cars? Project Cars 3 plays like Forza. It doesn't play like Gran Turismo. So obviously that tells you something that, listen, Sony seems like, because that studio that works on GT, they take their time. And I don't think Sony is willing to keep giving them money and money and money if their sales numbers doesn't project anything of what the name, used to be like. So Forza itself, Forza, if this was Forza Motorsport, then this would be something different. You know what I'm saying? But this is Forza Horizon. And if they do Forza, if they give Forza Horizon in Tokyo, GT Sport, that's going to sell 10 to 15 million off the rip. Not even talking about Game Pass.
So let's just break it down. Let's not even talk about sales. Let's talk about concurrent players. Who's still playing Forza Horizon after 2 years, and who's still playing GTA Sport?
Yeah,
I'm playing Forza.
Yeah. When you compare the two, I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, Fuzzy says 13 million active users right now.
Yeah, so
exactly.
And all I'm saying is, of course, that's gonna do awesome, right? And then all I'm saying is, if we're just comparing consoles, or we talking about just games in general?
We're just talking about the games. We're not talking about the consoles.
Okay. So like Resident Evil Village looks dope. I don't know what they're doing with that, but that does look dope. Mm-hmm. I am looking forward to that. That's one of them. Shin Megami Tensei 5. I know you guys may not be into that, but same people who make Persona.
Yeah.
Hey man, I think Phil said Persona's coming to Xbox. He's trying to get Sega to bring more of their stuff over. Hey, that's a win for us. I mean, Gotham Knights, what more can you say? Those dudes are putting in work. That game looks dope. Okay, I don't know if you guys are a fan of those kind of.
Those are multi-platform. I'm talking about the exclusives that's going to be on PlayStation, or timed exclusives on either console, on all three of these consoles.
No More Heroes 3? Isn't that a timed exclusive? Or is that just Switch game?
I thought that was just going to stay on Nintendo. I've never seen a No More Heroes on any other console.
Okay. No More Heroes is a dope game. I don't know if you played it.
Yeah, no, I played it.
Killer's Dead. The same people make Killer's Dead or Killer 7, whatever.
Yeah, Killer 7.
Yeah. Is Guilty Gear? Does anybody know if the new Guilty Gear is going to be exclusive?
It's not going to be exclusive, but I don't think that it's going to come to Xbox, which is unfortunate.
No,
it's coming to PC though, isn't it?
It's coming to PC, so I definitely will be getting it on PC.
I think Xbox.
When I get a PlayStation 5, I'll get it on both because I love Guilty Gear,
Same.
But I haven't seen anything of Strife. King of the Fighters will come to Xbox though.
I'm still not happy they went with the 3D models. I wish that ArcWorks work with them so they can do the hand-drawn art that they're good at doing. And then
for which one? For which game?
For KOF 16. I mean, 15? Yes, KOF 16. Is it 15 or 16?
15. No, it looked good. Yes, I thought it looked really good. Yeah.
I think it's okay, but I don't like the 3D art. I like the 2D art better. That's just me. I am a KOF fan though. Mm-hmm. It's just I prefer. If ArcWorks work with them, they could probably come out with a fantastic hand-drawn, animated-looking game. So that's just me. Outside of that, yes, KOF, definitely looking forward to that. I don't know how you. I mean, me. I think. I don't think Scorn is. It doesn't look all that great.
It's a smaller title, so that's why I didn't mention Scorn. I mean, it's going to be a graphical piece, but I don't look at that game as being something that's.
So is Kenna the Bridge of Spears? Is that exclusive or is that timed exclusive?
That's timed exclusive.
Okay, that game looks pretty good. That looks like
amazing.
Something.
Yes.
That does. But I feel like Sony's Destruction All Stars is kind of butt. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a smaller title, so I didn't want to mention that one either. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, you guys are really quiet. Y'all just let PK just go.
Yeah, just let me talk. Okay.
Everybody's having manners, but y'all, I'm gonna jump in real quick and be like, yo, to answer the question bluntly, the way you pose, where you listed the games per platform, right?
Yeah.
Let me just address Nintendo real quick. Yo, what they need is a Switch Pro. Until then, I I see you got a little thing here, a little thing there. I'm not buying any of it until you get a Switch Pro, because the minimum performance is just garbage. Come on, it's 2021 now.
God.
That was old tech when it came out.
Hey, wait,
I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting.
I gotta pause you. I gotta pause you right quick.
Oh,
because you made an inaccurate statement. Okay, I need you to fix that. You said it's 2020. Don't ever.
I said it's 2021.
No, you said 2020. I don't want you to say no blasphemy. No more about 2020.
Never that, brother. Never that. Yo, it's 2021, and all the more so if you thought I said 2020. Hell no. Even all the more so. Time for a Switch Pro. It was old tech when it came out. We need something that's more up to date.
It is definitely coming, but I don't know how much of a tech, It
doesn't need to be that much, because like a doubling isn't much, to be honest, and easily doable. And I would. I'm
gonna be honest. I don't know if you guys know, but it's always a fan who does this, but a fan took Pokemon Sword and Shield and ran it on Unreal Engine 4.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
And it looks like 100% different game.
Yeah, no,
let me see this shit.
Pokemon has potential. I think people are really sleeping on the potential of Pokemon, and they're never going to take it to where it really needs to go.
Well, we know there's a Pokemon game coming this year, but they need to get rid of Game Freak.
They're not going there.
Because
did I hear the Game Freak? Oh, here we go.
No, wait. Let me just be clear. Every Pokemon game that was not created by Game Freak, including Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Tournament, none of those were made by Game Freak, but all of those games were better than what Game Freak offers.
Pokemon was so goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying? We should play these games with the listeners. Like, every time that somebody says a certain game or a certain name, then they take a shot, or they need to play the Game Freak music. Let's go!
Yeah, but anyways, it's coming, right? The new Pokemon game, whatever it is. Hopefully, it's a true Switch game and not a 3D port, 3DS port.
Yeah, well, enough talking about Pokemon. I was just trying to quickly dismiss Nintendo, and you just made this into the Nintendo hour. No,
I know. Yeah. Like, I'm just like,
hey, let's fight then.
So
let's battle.
I gave you some leeway.
So basically, what PK is saying overall is that Nintendo is going to have the better list of games for 2021. He thinks closely with Xbox might get second, and PlayStation coming third. Is that what you're saying? Because, I mean, you've been talking about nothing but Nintendo.
Because I'm doing it. I'm doing it because you didn't bring it up. So I decided to give him a little bit of air. Let's talk about Stadia. What Stadia is getting?
Let's not go there.
We're not doing that. We don't want to lose.
Anyway, I was trying to keep Nintendo.
No hate, but
we are not listen. We're not talking about Stadia because they was giving away free consoles. Fuck Stadia.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
They were giving away free consoles. I should have definitely burnt that shit. Fuck the Stadia.
What coming games you hype for, man? What's going on?
Yeah,
they gave me Phoenix Rising. What is it called?
It's fire. Immortal Phoenix Rising.
They gave that to me for free on Stadia.
Play it.
Oh, good game. That's a good game right there. I've been hearing about that from Runaway Dragons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Phoenix Rising.
I'm sorry, I got bored playing that game. I'm sorry.
I'm hearing. And the funny
I feel it.
But anyway,
but it's a free game. It's a free game.
Yeah, free game, man. I got the last Watch Dogs like that. The second one. And that was a fun game. But anyway, so
hold up. My 2021 lineup, my Xbox is 1, PlayStation is 2nd for me, and Switch is 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because when you asked me about
y'all are fanboys.
Betrayal.
No. I'm not a fanboy. I'm saying because Xbox is my first platform. I'm not gonna pick the PlayStation up to play like a year or two later.
Games that I see that I want, then that I.
You know what I'm saying?
There are PlayStation games.
Okay, all right, hold on. I gotta read this list again because I do sound like because listen, this is the thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just can't just say Xbox is going to be this number one.
To answer your question directly, the list you gave makes the Xbox way better, and those games missed on both platforms.
Because I forgot.
Can I give you a list, man? Can I?
Well, hold on. Let me have your list ready. I want to make my point, but you go ahead and give you that list right after I say this, because I'm looking at this right here and I'm saying, like, man, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be a fantastic game. I mean, the first one was good. I mean, was it a little long and drawn out? Yes, but I still thought it was a amazing game. It was a fantastic game. The question is out about God of War Ragnarok. But it's still on the list for this year. And PlayStation did kind of throw us with a loop last year with those two games that they came out last year, with Ghost of Tsushima, which you're seeing right here, and then The Last of Us 2. So they can come out with some heavy hitters in the same year. What's trash? Which game is trash?
This gameplay.
Betrayal.
This is disrespectful. Anyway, you know what? I play my games on a harder difficulty, so if I'm not looking all sweet and pretty with that, you know what I'm saying? I beat this game. Did well. I'm good. A fantastic game. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Then, of course, the time exclusives. But that's really not the point. Those games are still going to be there. I look at it from this standpoint. I say the PlayStation in the beginning of the year has the better lineup, and Xbox has the better lineup at the end of the year, because Forza's going to come out in like September, October. Halo is coming, and everybody knows that's the GOAT.
It's a wrap like that.
But I just don't think that it's just overwhelmingly just Xbox. I think the PlayStation is going to be strong. And of course, like Nintendo, I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be sensational. The No More Heroes 3, that's going to be a dope ass game. And then Monster Hunter. Yeah, Monster Hunter. I mean, so it's going to be, I don't know. I don't think it's just cut and dry, but I think that there's going to be a lot to fight for. I think that overall, when it's said and done, Halo is going to for anything that Halo and Forza is going to make sure that anything that if any of these Xbox games weren't up to snuff, because PlayStation fans will be looking at any point to find anything bad about any of these games is going to be coming from scoring on down to medium, whatever. But if Halo delivers, which I do think they will for sure, and that Forza Horizon is going to deliver, I think that's going to just they're going to just go into the end of the year with really high markers, in my opinion. But go ahead and give me your list, brother.
All right, Leo, check me out, man. I want you to listen to this list because it's a little list that I compiled together.
Okay.
And it's just it's the 2021 lineup, man. Y'all listen to what these upcoming games are, as far as we know right now.
Yes.
For PS5, we got for 21. Okay, we got 3 time games that we know of for sure.
Yes.
We got Deathloop, Ghostwire, Kenna. Then we got God of War, the Neo Collection, because they're supposed to be releasing the Neo Collection, Returnal, Gran Turismo, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank, and Final Fantasy 16. Now all these games are guaranteed, right? Boom. Xbox. Okay, we got the Medium right around the corner. We got the Gunk, the Ascent, Bright Memory Infinite, Crossfire X Campaign, Hellblade 2, Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2, Scorn, maybe Fable, Forza Horizon, Song of Iron, Exo Mecha, Starfield. Those games might get pushed back.
Yeah, but I don't see Fable coming out
lineup for lineup. I see a way more potential in the Xbox's upcoming games.
If all those games come out in 2021, yes, Xbox will kick Sony's ass.
And they're not.
But I don't see Fable, and I don't see Hellblade.
Let's be real. But my point with that though is Deathloop we don't know about. Ghostwire we don't really know about.
Those are Xbox games. I mean, those are timed exclusives that's on Sony to Xbox because that's part of ZeniMax.
But they're using that. But they're going to use that. We gotta honor deals, whatever the case might be. But PlayStation's using it for right now. And people are going to talk their talk when it comes to these games. Okay, and we got God of War. Let's be real. God of War's not coming out next year. This year. If it comes out this year, it's DLC, brother. I don't care what you tell me. It's DLC content. It could be standalone all it wants to be. It's going to stand alone by itself in the corner. It's DLC.
You think it's DLC, huh?
There's no way they're gonna be using the same assets. They're gonna be doing the same thing that they tried to tell you with with the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, which is why they have 70% less sales for Miles Morales than they do for the actual Spider-Man game overall, because they're gonna tell you that it's on the PS5 and it's still gonna be a cross-gen game. The Neo collection, I mean, it's going to be a couple. As great as Neo, great of a game as Neo is. Again, those Souls games are a niche. So people might get it. It's not going to sell gangbusters though. Returnal, it's a brand new game. It's a new IP for Sony. I don't know if that's going to be a timed IP, but Returnal's looking hot. It looks interesting. I'm into it. Gran Turismo. Let's be real. Gran Turismo does not hold Horizon. It has not held the light to Horizon since Horizon 3. Gran Turismo has not held the light to Forza since Forza 3. Period. Gran Turismo had a point. It's over with. They need to stop making those games. They're wasting their time. Woo! I don't know if y'all saw the recent gameplay in 4K 60 for the PS5, but I can guarantee you Motorsport 7 looks better than that damn game does on PC. On ultra settings. I guarantee you it does.
Does it?
It has to. The way that game looks, it looks like it can run on the PS4 Pro.
So maybe at 30 FPS.
Maybe at 30 FPS or whatever the case might be. And I might be reaching a little bit, but let's be real. When Forza Motorsport comes out, and that's the reason why I think Horizon is going to come out first, because they can use the assets from Motorsport 7, because it does look better than Horizon does. And if they do that, it's an easy way to flip a game, have it on cross-gen, and put it in Game Pass. Boom. It's going to sell game. You know people are going to go to that game. You know, especially if you put it in Japan, put it in Tokyo, put that whole scene in there, really get it right, get the ray tracing bumping. What? It's gonna do gangbusters. And then Motorsport come out.
Yep.
It's all you can already see it. Motorsport didn't come out with the Xbox for a reason. They're working on a whole new engine. They're completely reworking Forza. So if you thought Forza was clean before, use Motorsport 7 as a reference. If you thought
Motorsport, I don't think it's going to come out this year. I think it's going to come out next year.
No, it's not. It's probably going to be 22, maybe 23 at the latest. But it's definitely going to be 22. Horizon will come first. But and then I mean Horizon, that's not a for sure game. We don't know if that's gonna really come out next year.
No, I think
it could.
Oh, you talk about PlayStation's game?
Yeah, for Horizon.
Oh no, they're really touting that game.
I was gonna move off the next game.
Yeah, they're really touting that game. They're touting that more than they are God of War. But they're adamant in saying that both games are coming out this year. The studio is more adamant talking about God of War, but the commercials and everything you see is all mostly about Aloy. And so, you know what I'm saying, about Horizon. So that game is definitely going to be coming out this year.
I tell you what, they need to drop those games. They're going to be taking major L's. I'm telling you, when it comes to
they got to drop that.
Race Tracing.
Because you're not going to be able to depend on Ratchet and Clank, and Final Fantasy 16 I don't think is going to drop this year. Even if it does, it being a PlayStation exclusive or for timed exclusive or whatever the case for 2 years, no, it's not going to be a big deal. And then when you're comparing it to games like possibly The Ascent, Bright Memory Infinite, which that game has potential, Crossfire's X campaign, Hellblade 2, we know Hellblade 2 has a real possibility coming out this year. It's a real possibility that the game could drop. Halo Infinite, if everything goes right,
They need those bangers for 2022. So I think I think Fable and Hellblade will be the main draws, and then you know whatever else that they're gonna have up their sleeve that maybe could be something for Bethesda or whatever. Or that's what I think, because I don't know about Starfield. That's the one. That's the question for me. I mean, because that
nice.
Yeah, like that might be the game. Like if you have Starfield, Hellblade 2, and then you have Fable. That's a dope ass AAA lineup right there for Xbox. And then the smaller stuff. Yeah.
And then don't let Exo Mecha come out, and that's a new IP. Don't let Exo Mecha come out and it be a Titanfall 2 on crack. You know what I mean? Like that's what people are itching for. You know, we have an interesting year that we're going into, man. There's titles on both sides. If certain games release, it can push us certain ways. But if these games on Xbox's side, which is why I see the Xbox as a greater year this year. The games on Xbox's side, if they go, especially if they go into Game Pass, man, you're not going to be able to fight against that for real.
No,
and it is what it is on that fact. And I want to put it on Game Pass because you always buy the game anyway. But it has that potential, man. It's going to be an interesting year, both sides. But from what the lineup that I'm seeing, PlayStation hasn't given me a reason to buy a PlayStation. None of these games make me want to go get a PlayStation 5. None of them.
Big shout out to ATL. He said showing support. I'm looking forward to Yakuza 3 through 5 this month. Man, see that's I think another point, another factor to this that a lot of people are thinking about. Like I think this is where Nintendo and Xbox are going to shine. PlayStation will probably have the more bigger, broader exclusives that people are accustomed to with them. But I think
big bangers.
Yeah, those AAA bangers, quote unquote. But what Xbox is going to be doing is bringing in those titles like Yakuza, and if there is those rumors about that partnership with Sega, if they can start dropping the Persona series, those games aren't going to just be, those games aren't going to, sell it like gangbusters or whatever. But those games being on Game Pass would definitely pull a draw where people be like, I want to see what all this Persona hype is about that like PlayStation fans always talk about. So now PC gamers, because they got a Persona 4 on the PC, so that could be a factor. Then on top of anything else that they're going to be dropping that we don't know, that's like kind of like those smaller titles, those indie titles that they've had out now that kind of just come out of nowhere and that gets all this acclaim. I really think that there's still a lot more to come from all three, but I don't know. For me personally, I think overall Nintendo will probably have the strongest, in the sense of that, just because you got the heavy hitter with Zelda. If they bring Metroid, you got the Monster Hunter exclusivity. And you also
it ain't coming to 2022.
What isn't going to come until 2022?
Metroid, because you got to remember they restarted development last year.
Well, I said if. Now,
that's right.
I said if, but you know what I'm saying. But that's so. And then there's another Mario going to be coming, and on top of that, if the rumor is true that they're going to be dropping new hardware, they're going to get all the buzz. They're going to get more buzz than anybody right now. So except until the big boys come on each console, which is going to be on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. So I think Nintendo is still going to keep their solid command. But I think just when it comes to the games for just the other two consoles, I think Sony is going to be really strong in the beginning, and Xbox is going to end the year really, really tough, really, really, really good. So it's going to be a really good year for gaming, and I wasn't just trying to do that to be diplomatic and say, oh, everybody loves gaming. That's just how I feel overall. That's why I wanted to make that a topic, because I think, like, damn, they're really going to be dropping some bangers. But where I do think 2022. I think Xbox is going to destroy the game. I think Xbox is going to destroy it, because at that point, everything from 2021, where the stuff that's going on, where you see this whole talk about certain games outperform the Series X and all that stuff, all that shit will be out the water and done. Devs will have will have all the.
That's pretty much over now with these patches.
Well, I've seen something today talking about Destiny 2 or whatever, but it's definitely going to be
really.
And there was some certain parts where Digital Foundry said some things about there was some dips in the 60 frames per second mode, and it wasn't on the PlayStation 5 or whatever. But by that time, all that stuff is going to be gone. So and then we're really going to start seeing, because we got a hint of what Xbox can do with the Gears Hive Busters. That is the best looking game I've ever seen. That's just my opinion. I don't know. People can tell me anything else. That's fine. But for me, looking at that game, playing that game, that was a fantastic, smooth experience, and that is the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. That Gear of Hive Busters is amazing, and that's a little DLC thing.
I think a little secret though is I think that's not even the tip of the iceberg what that Series X can do.
Oh no, that's that's what I'm saying. Like 2022, that's when we're really gonna see what's really gonna be popping with it. So
it shows you that perspective, man.
Yeah, no. All right, so cool. Let's get to the next topic. All right, so I kind of want to knock this one out because I kind of forgot about it. But let's talk about this really quick, and then we'll get to the other big topic. And that is about this lawsuit, this Xbox controllers lawsuit. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. What any of you guys could just jump in and give me your thoughts about this.
Let me just jump on this real quick because I have something real short to say about this.
Yeah.
This whole controller drift thing isn't just an Xbox thing. The Xbox thing specifically that's been happening with this in the news most recently is just the Xbox piece of the overall joystick drift puzzle, right? Because all the manufacturers have been dealing with this. The Switch drift issues are legendary. If you're a Switch owner, you know about that. I don't know nothing about that one way or another, but the Switch owners know about that. Big deal. Bigger deal than this Microsoft situation is. This Microsoft situation is slight. Because one thing Xbox owners do is we communicate in parties on Xbox Live, and we talk about everything all day. This is what we do. What you hear in this podcast is basically what we're doing all day as we play our games. So if there was a joystick drift issue that was as prevalent or even half as prevalent as what's going on with the Switch, there would be no debate about this is a big deal or not.
Of course.
All three manufacturers are going through this. This is some kind of issue with these joysticks that needs to be worked out. Yeah. There's been some recent additions to the lawsuit from Microsoft's angle, and so of course, just like that other thing, people who's trying to hype stuff up and spin up negativity is taking that ball and running with it in a direction it's not meant to go. That's all this is.
Thanks. And I kind of feel the same way on it, man. I mean, kind of to touch on what you were saying, if we're not going to attack Nintendo for it, listen, don't bring that energy over here, yo, because there's no point.
There is a massive lawsuit against Nintendo right now.
Oh, there is, but you know what Nintendo also said?
Yeah, it's bigger than the one against Microsoft. But I'm not trying to do that. But
Nintendo straight up said the strict drift doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they also admitted that they knew that the Joy-Cons would eventually potentially get a drift, so they admitted guilt in the lawsuit. They might settle. This is not a small thing. This is a massive class action.
That's a fact, but that's part of the problem. You can't contradict yourself. You can't say, that doesn't exist, and then turn around and say, "Oh, we acknowledge it." No, if you knew about it the whole time, don't say it didn't exist. Then, so you're hiding something. Boom. Why are we not lighting that up? No, you want to bring in Xbox having these issues, but we got PlayStation controllers where the adaptive triggers are breaking, as we kind of expect, because that technology is new and it's something that I would expect to happen. You're dealing with plastic, you're dealing with springs, you're dealing with little plastic cogs. Like, let's be realistic. It's crazy when people don't really consider their experiences with different controllers or just with electronics overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. Every PlayStation controller has been trashed up to the PlayStation 5 controller. No, now you finally got a good controller. Oh, but now you're gonna have issues when you finally get a good controller. It's gonna be the same thing over here. Xbox, we've been doing this. It's been proven. Look back. Who has the best controller? People will tell you, most comfortable controller. You can hand it to any random in the street. They're going to tell you that Xbox controller feels better than that PlayStation controller, typically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one has perfected it to a point, and Xbox is still trying to be slightly innovative, because let's not front either. Like, Xbox didn't have them trash ass LB and RB buttons. You know what I mean? That always snapped. And whatever the case might be, now you got a different design, so that stuff doesn't happen. Because I damn sure was sending my first Elite controller in. I had to get 5 different Elite controllers through warranty because my RB button kept breaking.
Yeah, I got 2 Elite ones, and I just I wait on the Elite 2. The controllers are some of the best controllers you could ever have in your hand.
Factual.
But man, they give out on you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give out on you in a month. You know, they
No,
give you about
it's.
six
I
to a.
mean,
It took
yeah.
me a year, but it's still anywhere from like 9 months to a year, because that rubber is the first thing when you know that, oh shit,
Right.
that rubber goes off, and then those things
And that shouldn't be happening.
no.
That shouldn't be happening.
Particularly
But
with
from the
not for
default
price.
the way
controller,
they advertised it, and to be heavy duty, and it
Right.
turned out it was light duty.
and for that price tag, you're paying $180,
Yeah,
$200, brother.
Yeah,
But
that's some
anyway,
bullshit.
but even for the default controller, if you just want to keep it to the default controller, talking about the drift, the stick drifting the default controller, man, it happens. But it's not such a widespread deal. Yeah, they're gonna get those lawsuits. People are gonna want to sue and say, it's gonna happen. We get the situation fixed and it's over with. But if you're not gonna bring the same energy for Nintendo, who really deserves it, because if you really look at it, man, Nintendo been hitting people over the head for the last decade, and nobody's been caring. It's just been like, yeah, here's my money. Oh, I just got paid. Here,
Right,
you just got a system. Let me get that.
Because they think Nintendo could do no wrong, which is utter bullshit.
But I mean, it is what it is. But that's only because Nintendo has, let's say, proven themselves. Nintendo can't get me, but they're going to keep getting children, and that's what matters. That's who populates gaming for real. That's who the next stage in gaming is. That's who they make those games for, and that's cool. But we just got to keep it real and be honest with what's going on for it. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. I totally agree. I think, I don't know, just for myself, I just think that it's ridiculous to go after an Xbox One controller that's 8 years old. Because you know what I'm saying, that's the problem. I mean, you want to go after the Elite, that's fine. You can go after the Elite, but where's Sony's controller when that's already starting to mess up less than a month or a month within its console, and people are already having problems with those with their the triggers in the back. So again, like I you know what I'm saying, from what I've read, that Microsoft is fighting back on it. But this is an issue all the way around. I think when you look at it from the because there's a lot of people that's hard on their controllers. People got rocks for hands. You know what I'm saying? People will throw their controllers.
Right.
People will drop them. They'll you know what I'm saying? They'll hit them as hard as they can. They'll do stuff. And of course, I understand for the price tag that you pay for it with the Elites, I can see those being in that lawsuit. But for the Xbox One controller, hell, my day one Xbox controller lasted me until last year. So until last year.
It's solid.
Yeah, it was solid. Yeah, and I was like, man, like that's why I was like, oh well, I might as well just stay, instead of me buying another Elite. I'm just going to start buying just more regular these newer versions of these controllers. And I haven't had no issues except for one other, and that's my Rams controller. That's something that I may have done myself. I have no idea, but it's got nothing to do with like the triggers or anything like that. It's my digital pad isn't working properly. It's like it's just actually messed up on me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll talk that to the game. But all the rest of my controllers, they work fine. So I don't know. I think that this is a little bit overblown. I don't think people should take this to heart, because there was people really, Mega, you're gonna have that same energy. What about this, man? All I know is that the elites last a hell of a lot longer than a month. So if you're going to talk about keeping the same energy, you need to be talking about the products that you got over there that you represent. Then start talking about the products over here that I know that I paid the money for, that I know that I can still turn that on. I just don't like not having that rubber on my shit. And then on the fact of, and then like on the other one, the trigger thing is loose, and the rubber is off on that one. So I'm like, look, that's cool. I'm cool with what I got. But I don't know. I think it's just a little bit too overblown, especially if you have a controller for over a year. And I'm talking about the Xbox One controllers. For the Elite, you know what I'm saying, get those warranties, because it's just like with those batteries on the PlayStation controller. The battery goes out on that, that's it. You're gonna have
finished.
If you don't, it's done. If you don't have a warranty on it, you're gonna have to pay another $50 to $80 for a controller. And y'all bitching about Duracell batteries. I'd rather have that option any day of the week. But I don't know. Anybody else got anything to say about this whole lawsuit?
I just want to talk about this. This thing. This is another example of the thing we were talking about before with the excess, of the filing thing. It's another ball they took They ran with it in a whole stupid direction. The end. Let's move on.
All right, cool. This could be definitely next to the last topic, if not the last topic. Hold on, let me see. Oh well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. But all right, this is a big one. This is another big topic for the night. And that is, and I wish Bloody was here because there's a lot of names, but I got PK, I got my boy Steele here. You know what I'm saying? He helped me out with the first name. So there's a lot of I got to be country with. You know what I'm saying? So you got to excuse me on this, but there was something that caught my attention the other night. I posted it in the GRG DM, and it completely threw me off because it was about Capcom. And Yoby, me and you, Sir X-Man, Core, all of us, I was bringing it up just Sunday. It was like, man, I gotta turn the music off because I'll get flagged for playing the music within the game. Well, now Capcom has a new policy that shout out to Maximilian. He was talking about it, about the policy, and within that policy, it goes pretty deep. Like for one thing that you got to do is that for what they're doing is that of course the music, for the game they can flag you, but you can go to their website or you can dispute it and say fair use. But if you have music within like let's say for instance, there's a lot of people that use a lot of game music in the background when they're talking in their videos or anything like that, and especially like anime music and stuff like that. Oh, you can't do that no more. You'll get hit. And they'll even shut your channels down. Another thing that's crazy is that Capcom is going after modders. They want to make sure that nobody gets paid for their mods. So this is going after all those modders on PC. They're going after the modders on that does cosplay. They're going after anybody that you can do let's plays on your on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, but you bet not try to
people are actually selling mods.
Yeah. There's people that
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they sell mods.
Oh shit.
They've been selling mods forever. People been making crazy money. That's why those mods be looking so damn dope. Like, cause they can, they got the money to do it. But this is also like right here is when you try to go and you if you like let's say you have a Patreon, right? And you do a Patreon and you're showing something. Let's say that we wanted to put Fight Night behind, GRG's Patreon. And we played a certain game from Capcom. Capcom could shut my Patreon down or come after me in a lawsuit. Or if, let's say, for instance, like for what other people have done, so they can't, because they know that they can't show like a lot of their, because they'll get flagged from YouTube or, from YouTube primarily. Because I don't know too much about Facebook, but let's say that like you want to show some kind of mod, game of fighter. It doesn't have to be a naked chick or anything like that, but it's just like any mod of, any modded game. And a lot of fighters always have mods, but they'll flag you. So what people have been doing is that they've been going behind on their Patreon and doing, and playing those fighting games and stuff there. Capcom is going to come after you there. Now there's more stuff within that policy too. I know that there's some other stuff that the gentleman we was talking about here, PK and Slayer and stuff. But was it Koi? The people who makes Dead or Alive, they've joined into this lawsuit. They're going after the cosplay people. They're going after the modders. They're going after people they're going after music. If you are doing any of these things, they will flag your channel. Now it even gets deeper. Because today we've seen something from and Steel, what was the name of that company that does vid videos?
I believe it was Haito Subashi Group.
I think so. That group, if you're familiar with that, if you love anime, then you should know that group is a co-owner of all of that dope ass anime that you love. One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, all of it, Gundam, all that. Anything that's on what you see at the end of those videos where you see that vid video stuff.
Viz Media.
Yeah. All Viz Media, all that's owned by them. They will flag your channel if you are showing any type of anime content without their discretion. And what I found out from I believe it was Slayer or PK. I'm going to let one of you guys jump in on this. For one, on my thought process on it is like now it's a full out attack on people's on people's rights to do what they want to do with their content now. And I was kind of like, why are they so adamant about this now? Because this stuff has been going on for years. Well, was it you, PK, or was it you, Slayer, that told me about this new stimulus package that we got and what was inside of it?
Right.
Okay, so
PK,
PK, could you please tell the people here? This is where the part where we get a little political behind it. With that stimulus package, what was also in there that affected gamers?
It was a article that the Republicans put in part of the stimulus package that I forget which Republican was working on it, but he was working on it with the movie studios. And basically, everyone knows that if you download and distribute pirated content, that is a federal crime up to 10 years in prison. Now, it's a federal crime to stream copyrighted material, though it does say something about making monetary gains off of it. So
they're doing the 2014 stuff that Nintendo threw out, where they probably want you to sign something to where you get a percentage. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Right. So I just want to jump in on this real quick because I just have like a one point of view, and that's really all I gotta say in the whole situation. Is like I'm looking at it from the outsider, and I consume a lot of this content on YouTube. I watch more YouTube than cable, and I have every channel. I really do. I pay like $300 a month for internet and cable. So, and I still watch more YouTube than that still. So I spend a lot of time in front of the TV actually. But so when I see they're doing all of this, I've noticed on YouTube for a while. If you follow channels on anime, gaming, whatever, there's always a period where you'll see a channel is gone for a while because they got flagged for something that should have been fair use, but all of a sudden, and particularly with these Japanese companies are more likely, but not exclusively, right? Would be the ones to come after you. So, particularly the Japanese ones, like Nintendo, like KMEGA was saying from 2014. This is how they like to do it over there, and they wanted to do it here, and they never could. And now with what PK was explaining with this new law, they have the legal muscle to do it now. So here they are.
So I put the one of the articles that talk about it in GRG chat.
Okay, I'll put it.
So it basically you can face up to 10 years in prison.
Yeah, I just honestly don't feel like it's not gonna be aiming at us for real. I mean, if they really wanted to be petty and bring the content down, I mean, I guess they could, but at the end of the day, I just
the problem is that it's not as small as you think. The whole reason they tucked it away so no one knows that it happened. It got passed, and they charged a guy who basically, I would say, streamed Netflix illegally on a website called iStream It All. And he has $1 million in reparations, plus he's facing up to 10 years in prison. So Cody's, Fire Sticks, etc.
That's what I
But also, it can fall into game streaming because you don't own the content that you're streaming, but you can potentially monetize this and have a monetary gain. It does cover this. So that includes YouTube videos, it includes Facebook. It covers a lot of stuff because it's kind of broad, right? There's a lot of gray areas, not very, very specific. And the language that's used and the what is it called? Protecting Lawful Streaming Act. I think is what it's called, and it's pretty broad. If you guys can actually read the act, it's not very specific on what it's trying to target. That I do know the original intentions was to protect people from streaming. It's not really you that they were going after. It was going after the people who host the bootleg movies on their servers.
And make money off of it. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you're gonna like your sites. That's where Cody's.
But
right,
you,
it's so vague that they could use it for whatever and get away with it.
Right,
So
and that's where these Japanese companies are now starting to. They're using it now for their because remember, if you think about it, it's like what I said earlier is that like these cosplays and like because the one thing that they're trying to put it is like, oh well, these nude mods they're disgusting. We don't promote that. They've been had those nude mods forever. What they're talking about is all mods. They just want to kind of get people to overlook it. That's why I said it reminds me so much of the net neutrality. When we talked about net neutrality on GRG back like a year before it really started, when people started really paying attention about it. And then I was like, look, this could turn into something different. Because I remember people on the panel then, 100 of them, they were all, oh, that's not no big deal. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Now look at it. Now, look at now.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, man, I hate this data cap shit. Well, because that was that net neutrality stuff. This is the thing that lawmakers want to do is that, and these businesses, they know that there's a lot of money in video games. It's now the number one entertainment in the world. And so content creators and there's people that do stuff illegally. We know that. They want to come after that. But what they do is that they kind of put everybody in a bunch. And for content creators that do the right things, that has relationships with certain people, well, money talks and bullshit walks. If they come out there and they like, well, hey man, you're gonna have to sign this thing. I'm sorry, I know that we cool, and I know we've been using you've been using our content and you help promote sales, but you still gonna have to sign this in order for you to show our content, or we're gonna have to flag your channel. Now I promise we'll just give you a strike and we won't shut it down, but that's the point. Like, and if you go and watch Maximilian's video talking about the Capcom policies, he was at first like, oh, that don't really bother me, and then when it came to certain aspects, he was like, holy, whoa, because in his background he got music, gaming music and stuff like that. It is clear as day that this is the first step into getting further, because now what we're finding out is that these new consoles will start getting more mods. It was kind of a test run with last gen when we seen the stuff with Skyrim and other stuff that was on PlayStation 4 and on Xbox, but now these consoles are like PCs, so now there's going to be more modded stuff here. So so these companies want to nip this shit in the bud as quickly as possible, so they won't have to lose any money.
Well,
in the process.
I would say mainly Japanese companies, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not the American or Western,
not the Western,
because most of them approve the mods, right? Most of them approve the mods, like
But it's a slippery slope. Money talks, man. But I mean, that's the thing.
Well, when you look at it, though, I mean, think about how. This is what I want to say, and I'm challenging that idea that you just said. When it comes to you sharing content and talking about content, when it comes to anything Western, I don't care if it's Call of Duty, anything Xbox related, anything Ubisoft related, EA, blah blah blah. They enjoy the publicity. They feel like it's free marketing.
Right.
But when it comes to Japanese, you post a clip, they're flagging you.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
They're flagging you. They are not. It's a different culture and it's a different way of engaging. They do not see it as free publicity. They feel like it's disrespectful and you're taking something from them. So this is why Capcom is. Think about it. Capcom is already in a mess.
Well, Capcom was getting back in everybody's good graces, but with this could get.
Well, they're suffering from a breach. They're suffering from a breach right now. Right. Okay, so they're in a whole different situation than any other company.
And you're right, and this could be another reason why they look at it like, man, we got to find ways to make more money. So.
Or shut down anyone else making money.
Right.
Off of us. So. That's kind of what I'm saying. So I don't think anyone Western and from European, Canada, or French or whatever, I don't think those guys they kind of enjoy in the engagement between the gaming community and what they're doing. So mods are usually approved, but when you go to Japan, they don't really do all that. They're not on that level. They don't even care about online gaming for real. Think about it. All their fighting games have the worst netcode. Period.
Right. Yeah. No, true. And they don't believe in lobbies. We know that. You know
They don't believe in dedicated servers. They don't believe in none of that. Their main focus that they care about, number one, is mobile. Period. And even then, it's limited. Think about it. So their whole they are probably going to be the worst offenders of taking advantage of this new law.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure.
There's no doubt about that. They will be the worst offenders, but
they're already the first one to use it.
They Nintendo did it. You know what I'm saying? They were the first ones to try, and that's why Nintendo lost a lot of fans when they did that, and then they backed off. But hopefully,
overall, it's still a hole, right? It's still a hole. So if you're doing Facebook gaming or Twitch or YouTube, any of this stuff is in jeopardy of being touched, because if they see that they can, if they see that you're getting monetary gain to the point where they could take a cut, they have the right to go after you.
Right, like
I mean, they could, but I wouldn't overblow it like that, man. I mean, I don't know. It's something to definitely consider. It's definitely something.
It's something they've done in the past. They'll do it again.
Yeah, they have done it,
and now they have a law on their side.
Like I said, Nintendo's probably the worst out of all of them. They have literally. I don't know if you remember, but back in the day when I ran arcade off of my Raspberry Pi, and they had a site where we can get all kinds of ROMs. Nintendo bought TurboGrafx 16, all these, so they can snatch and make that site go down. They took all the ROMs off there, not because they wanted to share it with the rest of the world. They just didn't want nobody else have access to it, so they could resell the product to you later. That was the whole point. And you don't even own the product. You're just paying for the license to use it for now on that current platform. Because once they upgrade, you won't be able to use it anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But if you post a video back in the day and you could tell them, KMEGA, we have a friend who got messed over by Nintendo because of his whole channel got shut down.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
And I'm telling you, Nintendo, and they're not the first. Hell, 2020, Sega hit me. And I mean, and all I was doing
about it now, but oh my god!
Well, and bro. I mean, I got my channel. I got my channel flagged for just saying,
That's right. We were on
I didn't say it. Well, somebody else.
But putting in perspective.
But I mean, I'm
and I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's crazy, man.
But I'm just pointing out that all I was doing was talking about something I love, and I'm a fan. And they hit me because they felt like I was taking something from them.
Right. Well, that's what I know this, and I totally agree that it would take. I don't think it's going to come to the West like next year or something like that. What I'm saying though is that we already know that it's already starting with Capcom and Koei.
If Capcom redid their entire, think about it, it's January 7th. When they released that new.
No, they just released it this other day.
Right. Yeah. On the 7th, on their website, they released this new policy.
Yeah.
And think about it. This is.
We're talking about the same Capcom that got hacked, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the same one.
Okay.
So they released this policy on the 7th. Think about it. January 7th. Why? Why now? Think about, I don't know, you guys may not have played Monster Hunter PC, but that is the most modded Capcom game outside of Street Fighter V. I'm telling you that now.
Great point.
Is it lit?
It's good.
I'm talking about I'm
I know
talking about.
Monster Hunter's lit, but is Monster Hunter on PC? Is that lit? I'll buy it right now.
It's real lit.
So let me tell you something. Your Palico, which is your little cat,
right.
Instead of having a Palico, you can have a elder dragon as your pet. You can just have Nergigante run around with you and kill stuff for you.
Crazy.
Yeah, you could do all kinds. Yeah,
you can change your main character to look like one of the characters from Fire Emblem, literally.
And also,
anything.
also, Phil said this too in that interview for the end of the
Yo, I got it
year
down.
with Larry Herb, where he said that look, we're finna start bringing mods to gaming. You know what I'm saying? Because of especially with Bethesda and what they love to do. He says, of course, we got to have there's rules and regulations. And when he said that, I didn't even think of to think of it. But now when you go and look at it, like they've talked. See, sometimes when these rumors come out, they're like 3 to 4 to 5 years in the in the future. But if they don't come immediate, people then say, "Oh, it's bullshit," and then it's like, "Oh, and then they forget about it." But if you remember, they were talking about that mod stuff about 4 years ago, and they said that you know what I'm saying, and I thought it was going to be coming on the series on the Xbox One X, but they were thinking about this stuff now going to these new consoles, and yeah, like these Japanese companies, like so far we got Koei and we got Capcom. But Bandai, they're real stickler about certain things. Like I got not a strike, but I got a flag from them for just showing their trailer. I got hit I showed Resident Evil 8
do not play.
trailer. They don't like I'm like, okay, so it's crazy because there's a lot of times I want to show a lot of Japanese gameplay. You can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was sending Japanese gameplay to Xbot for when we do our gameplay over there. And Bot was like, "Hey man, I got flagged. This game, this Final Fantasy. I got hit for that. I got hit." I'm like, "Damn." Like, how many, you know what I'm saying? So like it is confusing to me why there's sticklers about not wanting to see their stuff promoted and praised, because if I'm playing your games, that means I have to like them. But, again, I just think this is one of those slippery slopes, and if gamers don't pay attention, we could be looking at another potential, net neutrality situation. So, everybody start giving a shit about it when they start really hearing about it, when those bigger YouTubers started talking about it, and the next thing you know, it was way too late by then.
It's not a problem until it's a problem.
Right, it's not a problem, it's a problem. So that's why I'm bringing it up. It doesn't seem like a problem now. But
once it started affecting their pockets, then they will pay attention.
Right. I'm just saying, pay attention. And if there's something that's going on, then all gamers just look out for one another and start start saying, "Hey, look out for this. This is what we need to be paying attention to," and all of that. That's the whole reason why I think this story is very important, because, not so much for not only for content creators, but for the people who watch these people's content. Because you don't want to see anybody's content get shut down because that content creator might not know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? So that should just keep everybody in the know about what they're doing. So I don't know. That was my whole.
I'm not going to say. I'm going to repeat it again. The Japanese companies are the pettiest people. They will come after you over small things. Yes. Trust.
Thank you for the follow, wear tags. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hold on, let me hit my little thing, man, and then we're gonna get out of here.
But yeah, just to let you know, Monster Hunter PC is probably the best version, though I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, the mods are dope. You'll love it. I mean, the Elder Dragons have different powers. You can have different powers on the Elder Dragons and the monsters, and man, it's so much of a different kind of game.
Right.
But
hey,
that's community supported too.
No, that's
and the thing that pissed me off about all this, dog, is, and it's like now it's to the point where, okay, we buy this game, ready to play, ready to stream it, this and then the third. And then you get a copyright strike on your channel for playing the music in game. Like, motherfucker, I bought this game. This game belongs to me. So what I do when I'm streaming, I shouldn't be getting copyright strike.
That fine print. Hold on, but this is the thing too.
There's one thing, that music in that game is licensed, so you got to turn on.
They don't. That game doesn't.
Bullshit,
you may own the rights to play that game, but you don't own the rights to that music because somebody else owns the right to that music.
Yeah, that's licensed, so you got to turn on streamer mode or something to block out that music.
You read that long ass fine print that everybody skips over. You'll see how many rights that you have. That's why it cracks me up every time when people say, "Oh, I want the disc." These discs, the discs don't mean shit.
Matter.
That don't mean shit. That fine print, when you turn on that game, when you put that disc in, or if you get it digital, that's what you need to show what your rights is and what's not.
You're right, and that pop up on every single game you play.
Because they shut that shit. They shut them servers down. That ain't nothing but a damn you know what I'm saying, shit to hold your cup. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but
you own the license to play the game, but not to the content involved. Right. So you got to remember that all the music or any videos that's not pertaining or created by the game is also licensed material.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind. I'm not telling you. I'm just being real how they segment that.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the facts. But all right, guys, I got one more, and this is just something quick. I just want to know just one game, maybe two at the max. And you know what I'm saying? We don't have to give no long explanations about it. I just want to know, what game are you hyped about for 2021? I'm going to start off with you, Yoby. What game for 2021 are you hyped? Or, games?
Games I'm hyped for 2021? Ooh, what's that game that's coming out around the corner? That Medium?
Okay.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
That's what it is.
All right, so Medium, Halo, of course, is foremost good. It's motherfucking Halo. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
I should have known. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna say it again. Fuck every single game that's coming out this year, because Mass Effect is good.
You're gonna play that like what?
10
times? You're gonna beat it.
Listen. Mass Effect as a whole, I done put over 10,000 hours into that series, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. I don't give a fuck. I love Mass Effect.
There'll be times we'll be sitting and talking in the chat, and he's playing Andromeda. I'm like, didn't you beat that game? Yeah, it looks like the 5th time I beat it. I'm
playing it again, and
it is what it is.
When it comes to Mass Effect, issue 1, 2, and 3, every time I play those games again, I always find little things, like little side missions that I always miss, or I never even know that I could take another route. So it's like every time I played it over, I always find something different, which it always keeps me going back into it. But yeah, Halo, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, that new Mass Effect that's coming out in a couple years. But and what else?
Medium.
Yeah, Medium, and I was gonna say that I will say Fable.
I will say Fable.
Wait, hold on. It might not come, but you never know.
It ain't coming in 2021, man.
God damn it! Just think about it. Think about it. You remember the original studio who made Fable, right? They closed. The same year they closed, before that year ended, we kept hearing rumors about Fable every single year since the studio closed. And ain't never a year went by that we ain't hear Fable rumors. So
they had to get the studio to start working on it, though. So that's the
true.
thing.
But you never. Hey, so shit, you never know if we get Fable this year. You never know.
Man, I'm trying to get the hell out of here, man. You over here just making damn rumors. Good. All right, man. Still Rain. What is your most anticipated games for 2021?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, man, of course, at the top of the list, you got to put the Halo Infinite, man. I mean, me being a Halo fan, I've been a Halo since, let's be real, since release, since the good old classic Combat Evolved, man. And I just can't get away with that. I want to see where they're going to take the story. That's what I'm very interested in. because unlike a lot of people, I actually am interested in where they were taking the story. A lot of people might think it's they got a little too sensitive with it, a little too, I guess, sensitive with it, but it was a touching story overall, and I want to see how they progress that, especially with Atriox and the Banished overall, and how they bring the Hive back. Hopefully, they bring that suspense back into Halo. That's what I'm really looking for as far as the story. And then overall, I hope they just really drop a solid multiplayer experience, something that I can play, for years to come. You know what I mean, on and off. Just something that keeps me in it, man, because there's nothing like Halo's rank system, especially when they do it right. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to that. Other than that, like I seen in the chat, Gotham Knights, I'm really hyped for that. If there's one DC character that I really stand behind, it's Batman. And just everything that Batman, the whole Bat family, I really mess with. So, and then the whole experience with the co-op, it's kind of like what I feel like they, what was Assassin's Creed was that they did it with? When they did the co-op where you can go together and do missions together, whatever the case.
Syndicate.
Unity, wasn't it? Was it
Unity.
Okay. It's kind of like what I thought Unity could have done, to a way higher level. Put it in the Gotham Knights where you have that Batman fighting style, Spider-Man fighting style, but you with your boys, you know what I mean? You do it in missions. As long as they do the missions and the boss and set up the set pieces right and really flesh out that story, they have a lot of potential in that, and I'm really interested in that. Other than that, man, there's not too much else that I'm really looking for. Horizon, of course. Other than that, everything else is kind of like up in the air, man. I don't want to put my hopes too much in anything. I take it back, because there is one game, and it's Outriders. I really want to play that game. I know it's been delayed, but man, I'm really looking forward to that game. I know it's a cross-plat game. I mean, cross-gen game. I'm just really looking forward to it. Looks like an excellent game. I'm into that kind of style, that third-person shooter. People Can Fly. They made Gears Judgment. A lot of people hate that game, but it was a solid game for what it was.
Gears Judgment.
As a Gears head, as a Gears fan, Gears Judgment is not a good game as far as Gears goes, but it is not a trash game. There's just a lot of people who couldn't. There's a lot of people who couldn't adjust to it, and that's fine. But the story overall, what they did with it, I like the story. Was it great? And were they doing it more like a horde kind of style? Yeah, it was kind of. They shouldn't have did it that way. It should have kept it
now
traditional Gears.
Anticipated to now trying to plead your case for.
You're right. Anyway,
you're done. We getting you the hell out of here. All right, so you know what I'm saying.
I got carried away.
You was getting hyped. You start defending. I'm like, all right, that's the time. All right, so Slayer, what is your most anticipated game for 2021, brother?
Yes, sir. Obviously, it's that Halo. Say less, right? So let me talk about a couple of things that more immediately in like a month or two, maybe 3. I don't know that I'm looking to play. Obviously, it's that Phantasy Star update is definitely there, but that's just like Halo. It's like duh. So for me, I'm hoping this is a sleeper.
This is the only reason why.
Great game. I want to play it. It's the single player for Crossfire X.
That's the only reason why he wants
that
to play
trailer.
That game.
What?
Nothing. I played something in the background. You can't hear it.
Okay. The single player for Crossfire X. Yeah.
The sound effects is great.
I have no idea what's going on, but so yeah.
What's the other game other than that game?
No, that was it. Most immediately, because and also I'm looking to see about scoring. I need to see more about it to see what's going. Wow, I just saw something in the chat. I just blocked it. Anyway, it was crazy. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what's up with.
To what you're talking about instead of the chat.
You should have seen. Look, there's more of it. You'll see. So between medium and Scorn, I'm looking towards picking up Scorn, but I need to see a little bit more about it, and then that's probably the game I'll be playing next. So yeah, that's what I got.
Oh wow. I just seen it myself. All right. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Last but not least, PK, what is your most anticipated games for 2021?
Gotham Knights, Halo, Monster Hunter Rise, Phantasy Star, New Genesis. I think that's Final Fantasy VII Remake for Xbox and PC.
Yo, is that Monster Hunter? Is that exclusive or multi?
It is a timed exclusive.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it'll be coming to the other.
Now I don't know if there's no validation it'll come to Xbox or PlayStation, but I do know.
Though.
Listen, they're not finna miss out on that money. That shit's going multi-platform.
Yeah, they made a lot of
money on that game. It is a fact that it will come to PC, but I don't have any I can't say. I don't want to put it out there.
They're not gonna miss out on all that money. They bringing it multi-platform. They'd be stupid if they don't.
If they do, then they do. I'm just saying, Nintendo spend a lot of money to keep it off of everything else.
All right, for me,
because that last Monster Hunter that was on the Switch was trash.
Niners fan, you're absolutely right. People do have forgot that MLB The Show will be coming out to all
multi-platform, baby,
platforms this year. So if you are a baseball fan, because the show is a really good baseball game, that is a fact.
That's my first baseball game I ever buy. I'm buying that shit.
Yeah, it's dope.
I am buying that motherfucker.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. We're about to do our sign outs. Hey, man, we're gonna definitely have to bring you back onto the show again, Rain. Really do appreciate it, man. Saying anytime that you
thank you, man.
Yeah, you want to come back on, man, just definitely let me know. You know what I'm saying? You did a great job, man. I can't say enough, man. You had you was breaking shit down. It was really good, man. Really good. So, but where can they find you at, man?
Hey, man, you can check me out on Twitter, man. That's where I'm at right now. Until then, as I get things set back up and get my setup right, I'll be on YouTube. Just really trying to get streaming my games, man. Trying to get the interaction going. Just because, honestly, I always felt like I got the energy for it. I mean, this is just natural in me coming with it. So, and again, that's what I always try to find, try to look for, you know what I mean? And again, that's what attracted me to you, you know what I'm saying? Y'all give that natural energy, and that's what's important, man, for everybody to understand that there are people that are genuinely passionate about this. There are people that take this serious, but don't take it seriously enough to a point where, you know what I'm saying, where I got to go beat you up for it. And it shouldn't ever get that far. Gaming is supposed to be something that's supposed to be enjoyable. Yes. It doesn't have to be something that you need to cap on. I don't never understand why people feel like they gotta lie about games. Like, I don't get it. I understand like people want to be popular, bro, but gaming has never been a popular thing until recently.
I think that people have to understand that lie on women that they solely messed with or talk to. They're the same dudes to be lying about games. So I don't.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, and it goes deeper than that. And I mean, it is what it is. We can have a whole another conversation about that, but.
Just like there's a competition right now to get 10,000 gamer score. You could get $10 gift certificate from Xbox, but I did that in 2 days. Which one of y'all stepping up?
I mean,
I ain't got no Xbox. I can't do it.
I can play a 2 hour, a 1 hour 30-minute game if I really want it. It ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But,
I said get 10,000 gamer score. I did it in 2 days.
Yeah, you did it in 2 days.
You're the man.
Well, no.
If you did How did he do that? I don't understand.
Well, he could be lying for one. You know what I'm saying?
I could be.
I don't think.
You could be lying.
I think Xbox does a competition where you can just look at your friends and see who is on top and how many gamer score they earned for the month. Yeah, and I guarantee you,
Jelly Bean, when I be looking at that shit, I'm like,
bro. After I beat Rand and all the rest of those cats, you know what I'm saying? Like, like 3 different times. I retired. I was like, I did it. I don't have to do it again. I proved that I could do it. I sit here and I had like 12,000 points in a month. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's crazy, bro. Like that's you playing all different types of shit. Like you playing big games, little games, medium games. Like, man, I'm not doing all that. I'm just
Be real,
enjoying.
bro.
That sound like you just gave up before the
No, it's just
competition
like I'm
started. That's
not.
what it sound
You know,
like.
what I'm saying? I think achievements are cool. I think trophies are cool, but it's not. It doesn't define me as a
Yo,
gamer.
I put it to you like this,
Yeah.
man. If you got time to get those achievements, brother, I salute to you. You got time to play different games. I shout out, dog. There's a select. I'm really, as I've my career through a gamer, brother, I've come to find out you got to be real with yourself. There's games that are really going to take your attention. There's other games that are not. If you got time to splurge and be diverse, cool. But there's certain games, especially with multiplayer games, I mean, you really dive into those worlds, you really get deep into that action, and you keep going back to it. You're not gaining achievements at that point, but you are still gaming. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to just be Call of Duty or whatever else the game. There's so many more multiplayer games than just the typical games that people think that there are. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. I used to always try to be, that was another negative for me. I used to try to judge my games. Oh, if I wasn't getting gamer score for Xbox, why would I play it? It's like, damn, dog, you take away from the experience. You know what I mean?
You fell for the dulo. That's
exactly.
So let me be clear. A lot of games, I do put a lot of time into those games, and I have put a lot of time into Grounded, which don't get no achievements, but I have built a huge village.
You got a village now? I'm gonna have to come back in there.
Yeah, I got a. Basically, I have a bridge that goes across the entire. I got a sky bridge too, so I can just walk over all that stuff to get to where I need to go. I'm not playing games, but anyways, I had put in time, so I play games for enjoyment. But the achievements are just bragging rights. That's all that is.
Facts. And I feel that. I definitely feel that.
But all right, so your game of 21 was to brag about your little 10,000 points that you got.
Hey, apparently it ain't little. Hey, it's January 8th, and I have 10,000. I have 10,000 gamer score. How many you earned for this month? 8 days.
Shots fired.
All right, cool. That's what I thought.
Look at that. I'm lighting his ass up. Look at that. Shots fired. My girl's shooting that ass.
Oh, buddy.
Okay, all right. So anyway. But anyway, all right. So let's get out of here, man. Yoby, man. Yeah, brother. Glad to have you back after all this time, brother. You always welcome to come on, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely got to get you back on as well. Where can he find you at, man?
You can find me on Twitter, man, at Dragonheart Yoby. Find me on Xbox Live at DHeart Yoby. And K, man.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, my schedule is open now.
Oh.
Like if you ever need me, like as a last minute request, just hit me up, bro. You got me, bro. I'm here.
All right,
I'm here.
Cool.
Peace, love, life to everybody. You know how we did. And I'm gonna say this again. I heard from a bird that we left. GRG ain't never went no goddamn well. We in this bitch. We here.
Oh, goodness. All right. Slayer.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the hell? You drinking?
Not yet, but
I know. You know what? I got the Crown Black right here. I'm ready. I haven't even cracked it open yet.
I'm in the Crown right now.
This would have been a 4-hour podcast. So I'm like, no, that's I'm gonna just sit back. Yeah, well, yeah.
Would have been.
It would have been because I've been like, you know what? I would have went on a KMEGA rant. Then I would have stopped. Then when somebody else said, well, I'm going to get on a rant. Then they would have got on a rant. Then the KMEGA would have got on another rant. And then, we've been on top. We would have been on topic 3. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
trash gameplay.
Look at that. The ball skills.
Put that link in the chat.
Ball number 1.
What?
I said you want to click that link that's in the chat.
Oh, hold on. Let me look for it because I haven't seen it. Let me look for it. Hold on.
No, that's on the YouTube chat.
YouTube chat?
Yeah. I just posted a link. Click that link.
I haven't seen the link yet.
I've seen the link.
We don't see the link. This boy sent it to somebody else.
Anyway, it's malware. It's going to get.
I know. It's going to this shit. My shit got to probably blocked it. Like, no, this don't look right.
Maybe mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Well, you can find me on Twitter, everywhere. Great games are played. But yo,
I just sent it to your DM. Okay, click the link. Sorry.
All right, but been saying, and keep saying, oh, it's coming. Oh yeah, sure. You keep saying that, but rest assured, Dragons Den podcast coming soon. You may even hear something about it tomorrow.
Can't wait.
No promises, but it's coming.
All right.
Very soon.
All right. The Puff the Magic Dragons Den on its way. This fool been talking about this for like 30 years. But we'll probably get to that. But it does take a long time to prepare and to get stuff together, because I know me and Bot talked about next podcast for a good year before we even started to do that, and then I talked about GRG like probably within the first year of next podcast, and I came out like about a year and a half later, so it takes some time.
I sent it to you Twitter, K.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I sent it to your DM.
I saw it. Ain't nobody gonna watch that. Anyway, I'm glad my computer stopped that shit. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming and checking out the GRG podcast. We will be back next week for sure. The guest that we have coming next week will be none.
Hey, wait, didn't you give PK a turn yet?
No, it's okay. Let him go ahead.
Sorry. I mean, he's so non-existent. He's so non-existent. He did all his shout-outs when he bragged about his achievement points. Okay, so PK, where can they find you at? I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, I guess I may be back on GRG. Hopefully, if I'm non-existent, maybe I'll come back and be here every week with my fam, and then I'm definitely coming back to YouTube. I coming back to YouTube. I'm gonna start streaming again. Coming back to my 1v1s. I'm coming back.
Are we actually gonna do the GRG streaming stuff? Because Op has been talking about it forever.
Yo, I'm down for whatever. Like I said, you guys gotta have to make a schedule, man.
I know.
And it's just what it is. You're gonna have to pin people down and make some commitments. But I'm down for whatever.
I'm down. I got the time.
You know what I mean?
I got the time. So I got that clean slate. They told me you're still off. So
Listen, you guys can find me. You guys can find me on Twitter. My link is down in the description at PKX Live. You can also find me on my YouTube channel at PK Entertainment. I'm pretty sure KMEGA has those links somewhere on his channels.
Yes.
So you guys can find me.
In the description. Yes.
Yep. So you guys can definitely come hang out. If you guys got something to say, want to play some games, I'm down. Believe me, I put on a better show than KMEGA.
Woo!
Well, you got to get your ass out of here for saying that shit.
I know, bro. Listen to that. Like he
What the fuck was that?
I know.
Holy shit.
Hold on. Where is my?
Well, let's back up. I meant gaming show, but go ahead. Gameplay wise, that's what I meant. So, yeah.
Oh my.
Don't mean feelings.
I'm not in my feelings. I'm about to get the hell out of here. I got the music playing. We about to get out of here. Let me hit this music on y'all's ass. Everybody think that y'all don't hear, but the people here. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, guess for next week.
The guest for next week will be Dirt, Griggity, and Clown. So get ready for that next week. And
boy,
we'll be doing the damn thing. Don't worry about that. We slated. We got Cognito coming here in a couple of weeks.
Go.
We got Lady as Fuck coming, and we have Kev. We've got my boy.
Hey, I gotta be on that podcast with Lady. You gotta put me in.
So you know what I'm saying. Show Shady will come. And I'm pretty sure we'll get King David and the rest of these guys on here. Hopefully we'll get Megatron on here eventually instead of him, always telling me that he's ready to come on. But then yet every time I hit him up, he's like, you got to pay me, bro, for me to come on that dog shit podcast. So I'm like, all right, thank you, Megatron. Appreciate it. All right, I will, brother. But everybody, thank you, man. We're about to get the hell out of here. Yeah. You like that, Goblin? You like that beat? Hand on out? Yeah. All right.
No.
Hey. Where's my ladies at? No, I don't. Do I have the ladies on here? I don't know if I have the ladies on there. Do I have the ladies? Oh, I got one. Oh, there we go. All right, so we out of here, man. We out. Hold on, let that beat hit I can't hit that beat again. Man, I messed up. Golly, I'm out of here. We out. I hit the damn button. Peace.
All right.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG Podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG Podcast.